And we're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And welcome to episode 77 of the podcast. I slept in this morning, everyone. I have to apologise. Mrs. woke me up. Aren't you meant to be online right now? It's like, oh, crap. Oh, yeah. Okay. Up I get. So my apologies to everyone who's been waiting. Lad, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, not doing too bad. Been enjoying the weekend so far. I've just not long had me brew. It's all fucking gone now, but doing pretty good.
We have no Marks this week, folks. Marks has done a bit of an injury to himself, I think, working out in the gym or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, so he is taking this week off. So our apologies. But we have our guest, the one, the only, FoxTrot. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, how we doing? Appreciate you having me on.
You are more than welcome to come on, mate. We love our guests on this show. Otherwise, it'd be pretty fucking boring. Just my ugly dial each week, along with the sexy lad.
Ooh,
Oh yeah. Bite that bottom lip, baby.
It's the voice.
It's
the voice that does it for me.
Oh yes.
But I don't know why. I've got this weird thing where if I'm sick or something like that, my voice drops a few octaves. It's weird. Really
That's
weird.
when you enjoy being sick.
It is so weird, but it's great. I love it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'll lean into this mic a bit more, and there we go, baby.
Hey.
Anyway.
I think we just lost about half of our viewers. They're going, "What the fuck is going on now? A weird ASMR bloody shit."
But yeah, one time Marks is gone and everyone's getting homoerotic.
Yeah, I get the ASMR thing all the time. They tell me I should do the ASMR.
Yeah, you've definitely got a voice for it. I was reading your bio and that, and you said you've got another channel where you do like the creepypasta and all the rest of it. Like I've recently, me and the missus, we've discovered those sort of channels where they just read from Reddit posts and things like that, and they're usually hours long. And we'll have one playing while we fall asleep, just listening to it, listening to the creepy stories and all the rest of it.
Dude, that's what I listen to at work, and I'm so into it. And it's not just like the creepypastas. There's some there's other content out there that are just strictly talking.
Yep.
And it's so intense. And I'm like, I dig it. I gotta try this.
No, you do have one of those really good voices. You've got that deep baritone-y sort of aspect to it that some people are just blessed with a voice for radio, for a voice for this sort of stuff.
Hey, I got a face for radio too. Believe that.
Oh, try, mate. Why do I got good news. I got fucking good news. Finally, the Department of Veterans Affairs in Australia has approved for me to get my tooth done.
Hey.
So all I want for Christmas is my two front teeth. So I've got to go get a CT scan, and scale speed is saying no. It's because I'm not a vain person. Obviously, the fact that I'm still doing this show, gold. No, it's not going to be fucking gold. Might be silver, might be platinum with a little diamond sparkle in it. No, I'm just getting I'm just getting a normal fucking tooth, mate. A normal tooth.
He's got a grill.
Yeah.
Grills.
So it's going to have been over a year since I lost a tooth. So it's great that we've got such a good medical program available for veterans and so on. But fuck me if it, thank God it wasn't anything life-threatening.
Yeah, that's very true, Jesus. But it's absolutely fantastic. It's finally getting sorted.
Yeah.
But I can't wait.
Yeah, you're gonna have a boot of self-confidence, guaranteed. If not, it's not gonna feel weird anymore. Something.
I've kind of gotten used to it.
Yeah, you
I was a little bit nervous when I first broke it, but then it was just kind of like, I'm 48. I don't give a fuck what people think about me, so I'm just gonna keep on doing it. I'm just gonna keep on webcamming, and yeah.
Or it doesn't matter what people think about you; it's what you think about you. At the end of the day.
Oh, I think I'm a fucking what did I put on Twitter the other day? I'm
Sexy man beast.
I'm old. I'm smelly. I'm like a blue cheese, old, smelly, and acquired taste. Yeah.
All right.
Now, I have got your bio here. Well, I am FoxTrot, aka Foxy or Fox. I am a 28-year-old YouTube creator and streamer. Grew up as a sports athlete, and after a pretty bad crash as a semi-pro freestyle BMXer, I started getting into YouTube. Semi-pro freestyle BMXer. Mate, you must have been happy when BMX got added to the Olympics then.
I was stoked, man. That was the only real part of the Olympics that I like paid attention to. I was stoked.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that.
I remember.
I've been a big fan of the like the Do Tour. The Do Tour was my favorite competition, followed by like the X Games. But I was always a big fan of that.
I remember when BMXs were first all the rage. I was in that prime age group, and I was shit at riding them. I was absolutely shit. I couldn't breakdance either. Like I was of the age when breakdancing was becoming a big thing as well. I was just an uncoordinated galactic earthworm. Yeah.
Did you ever? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No.
Did you ever see that movie Rad?
No.
No.
Oh, it's a BMX movie, like from the '80s, dude. It's pretty rad.
No, man. I saw BMX Bandits with Nicole Kidman when she was still a teenager.
Yeah, so it's about the same kind of thing.
Yep. I was actually wondering if that was what they called BMX Bandits in the American market or something like that. But yeah, BMX Bandits was a little Australian movie that was capitalizing on all the hype at the time. But we digress. You started getting into YouTube where you happened to stumble across Minder videos and just had to get into the DayZ scene. After getting an understanding of the game, I felt compelled to attempt to create videos. Once I started making videos, I fell absolutely in love with the community and the creation. I then started streaming and grew a small community myself. And then guests that I consistently have is part of the reason I continue to create videos, even in a recession of my channel. DayZ still has my attention, trying to balance life with a full-time job as a master mechanic with a wife and young child, as well as stream and create content. Edited videos for YouTube is always a struggle. Recently just purchased my first home. Even though life is full of highs and lows, I always try to stay as positive as I can with a tad bit of sarcasm. All in all, I'm nothing special in the community, just a dude with a mic in the game. Mate, master mechanic. Tell me more about that.
Yep.
What is a master mechanic as opposed to what else is there?
So I mean, you have your standard technicians and quick loop techs and all of that. Master mechanic is just certifications. I am GM certified.
Mm-hmm.
I've been turning a wrench for about 10 years. So I do bumper to bumper repairs, engine, diesel, trans, brakes, suspension, you name it. I could probably fix it.
I needed you with my fucking ute, mate. Oh my fucking God. It's back now.
I wanted to say something about it, but you know, it's right-hand drive, so there may be some different systems as to what I'm used to. It is right-hand drive, right?
Yes, but it's back. Yeah. It's back. But yeah. So wife and a young child as well. How old's your kid?
I got a 6-year-old, and then we actually got another one cooking in the oven right now.
Hey, you stallion, you.
Well, you know.
Congratulations, man.
So how long ago did you find Minder's channel?
Oh God, it would have been 2 years ago, if not a little bit longer.
So you're still relatively fresh on the scene.
I joined DayZ in 0.62, so somewhere in that area, somewhere in that time frame.
Yep. Yeah. And what about it spoke to you?
Honestly, just the way that he put together this, I think it was the Brotherhood or something like that. I think that was the video series that just I binged on it. I was just like, what is this? just watched it and watched it and watched it. The way he put together this story.
It's a magical moment when you find someone who is a great narrator. Like for me, obviously there was Frankie back in the day, but the one who sticks out in my mind was Mr. Blackout and Mr. Blackout's Diaries and Mr. Blackout's Hardcore series. And it just, DayZ has this amazing ability to just capture you with the storytelling. If it's a good narrator with good editing skills, you know, the right music.
Come across, the right music, everything. You will never come across two DayZ videos that are remotely the same. They'll have similar aspects, but they are not the same on anything else. And that's part of the beauty of it, in my opinion, is that you can create something out of, like, it's a sandbox. It's essentially a sandbox, and that's what's amazing.
It is, and it allows you to do whatever you want, however you want. And there's just, like you said, there's so much scope for, you know, there's been some, you know, crossovers where the same sort of things have occurred and all the rest of it. But for the most part, every video is unique and just amazing, and it's, you know, with its own spin. And it really does allow those storytellers to rise to the top, above, you know, the idiots like me who just take a clip and whack an intro and an outro and upload it. For those who are skilled editors, like JLK is just fucking killing it with some of his stuff at the moment. These massive movies.
He's a prodigy. Like, he's going to do something with his life in scripting, storytelling, whatever you name it. That guy has got a career ahead of him. He's amazing. A good, big inspiration to a lot of people, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yep. Now, let's have a look at your... Did you link your... You did.
Yeah.
There's your Twitch channel. Let me just bring it up. Sorry, unless you've got a time machine, that content is unavailable. I'm sorry to inform you, you've just been banned from Twitch, mate.
It's funny.
The one FoxTrot. Is it the one FoxTrot?
Yeah. I don't stream Twitch too often. I haven't streamed it since, I think, October of last year, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got to in the URL, all those 20%, so everything after T, get rid of.
Oh, is that my bad? That's my bad.
Hey, there we go.
There you go.
So why don't you stream on Twitch much?
I actually prefer streaming on YouTube. I know I'm the outlier on that one, but I feel that YouTube is
multi-streaming, mate. If your computer can do it, yeah, I'm advocating it to as many people. Just do it. Just do the multi-stream. You don't have to monetize yourself on Twitch. Just get yourself out there and get yourself as exposed as possible. Get as many people watching you as you can, mate.
Yeah, no, that's definitely good advice. I'll have to figure out how to set that up. I mean, it wouldn't be too hard through OBS,
check out a program called Restream. But yeah,
Restream.
you can do it. Yeah, you can do it in OBS as well. I'm pretty sure. Just add different outputs and all the rest of it. But yeah, it makes it. It's good if you use a program like Restream, or I use Streamlabs OBS, and I've got a tab on my computer. I'll actually show you guys.
I actually use Streamlabs as well. So
yep.
Yeah.
So there's my output, which shows me everything. And on the side, you can see I've got a. It needs to get better for working with YouTube, but I can change it to Twitch, and then I can type in bada boom, bada bing, like that. Then I go back to multi-stream, and you can see, like, I've got Michael there commenting on YouTube. It lets me know from what platform. Even I'm streaming to Facebook as well at the moment. Very rarely do I ever get anyone come in from Facebook, but yeah, it's
that reach.
It is all about that reach, all about the diversification. So definitely worth checking out. if you're not monetized on Twitch, you can multi-platform stream. That's why I handed back my affiliate status with my other account. But yeah, so tell us a bit about the sort of videos you make, mate.
Honestly, I just try and tell small stories. Like I actually got a video in the works right now where it's just the title of the video is "Rating to Prove a Point."
Yep.
So essentially, what happens is, one of my squad mates gets shot at from a base. So we do what we can to take care of that base. I don't want to reveal too much about it, but yeah, it's I try and tell stories, not to the depth of JLK, obviously, because that guy is untouchable on that. But I try to do entertainment, and I try to just do an entertaining video the best that I can.
I wouldn't say he's untouchable. All I'd say is he goes to a standard that not many people will go to. He puts how long is it between his uploads? Some people subscribe to the philosophy of get as much content out as possible, whereas JLK is kind of the a bit like Fubar Bundy's the same. They don't upload for the sake of uploading. They don't upload for the sake of uploading. They upload when they've got something they feel is good enough to upload. And I actually respect them for that. They're both kind of on my list of when I get a notification that they upload, I'm watching.
Yeah, he definitely does raise the bar on that. And it does set a good standard, I think, because so I'm seeing a lot of shorts. Right.
Yes.
No effort, high output. And it's kind of setting me back, like mentally, like I put a lot of effort into these videos with nothing in the return. Right. So it's crazy to me that these shorts are doing so well on YouTube. Extremely well.
Yeah. It's just YouTube trying to compete with platforms like TikTok and these
and
days.
whatnot, yeah.
These days, people just only have the attention span for like a minute or two, and then that's it. I mean, you'll see on like analytics of videos, like the attention for the video usually tanks after like the first 30 seconds, and then that's it. And then
exactly.
Get the rest of it back. So it's kind of like, do you sacrifice your kind of like drive to create content that you want to do to just get along with the algorithm and create these shorts, or do you just continue doing what you're doing, keep true to yourself, but at the cost of potential views and subscribers and stuff? It's kind of a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, I mean, and I understand that the attention span's kind of dwindling, but at the same aspect, I try to create something or attempt something new in every video that I produce, or learn something new, and then try and showcase what I learned somewhere in that video. That's what I try.
I'm a big supporter of the shorts as a great way for people to diversify themselves. They might not be the greatest editor, but rest assured, mate, if your content, when it catches on with people, if you're putting in that extra effort, people will appreciate it for that. Shorts are great when you've got, like I've got a few channels that I watch, Sour Sweet does them, Minder does them, and I enjoy watching them, and I'm having more of them pop up in my feed. But there's still nothing quite like a good story that you can sink your teeth in. Sit down with a cuppa and just watch the video unfold, the story unfold, especially when it's got a twist in it that you didn't expect, or something along those lines. Don't doubt yourself. Continue doing what you're doing, mate. You've got 2,650 subscribers. Yes, when you compare that to some of the big channels, that's barely a needle in a haystack to them. But that's still an impressive number, mate. There are people out there who would die for those sorts of numbers. So keep it up.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I enjoy the shorts myself, as well. I just kind of find it mind blowing, to be honest. But and I'm very proud of what I can accomplish on YouTube, because I do understand that there are people that do put even more so effort into what they do than I can. Yeah. And they're sitting at, a fish in a barrel. So, I'm not one to take for granted what I do have.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's good that you're, despite how the whole climate is on like platforms like YouTube and whatnot, it's really good that you're still continuing to just drive yourself to create the content that you want to create. Because at the end of the day, it's like, yes, sure, you can have a lot of content creators trying to, make them all make DayZ videos. Every single one of them is unique, and you bring something new to the table, which is great. And so keep fucking going, keep trying, and one day the YouTube algorithm will give you a nice little nudge. It'll bless you like it did Marks and everybody else, and eventually you'll fucking get there, man. And you know what? I cannot wait to see it.
I do appreciate that. It's very nice, and I'm not betting on it. I'm just going to keep doing what I do, and if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, then well, you might see me around still. It's nothing. It's not a make it or break it kind of thing for me. It's just something I enjoy doing.
So, what kind of videos do you usually do?
I try to do PvP videos because those are the ones that I personally enjoy. So, I tried to do RP one time, and that just I don't have the patience for it or the time.
I'm with you, mate. I've got nothing against it, but it just feels weird. My name's Boydie. Damn. God damn.
I mean, I have a name that, if I don't want to tell people that I'm Fox, like, oh yeah, no, I'm Frank. Just call me Frank. But I have this one funny story. I was trying to hold up a guy in a heavy PvP server. I was like, hey, put your hands up, man. Put your freaking hands up. And he goes, what are you, a freaking RPer? No. I was trying to give you a chance, man. Pop, pop.
Well, Scotty from the dev team, mate, who is sporting a really, really awesome paintball injury, says he's a fan of your content, so keep it up.
Hey, thank you, Scotty. I really do appreciate that.
Did you see his photo on Twitter of the
behind the ear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was gnarly, man. That was gnarly.
I did have to laugh. I posted it up, retweeted it, and I said, someone's got a grudge. Who paid someone to do this to Scotty? And I think it was Luke, maybe, or Mr. Fix, who replied, the Xbox community.
Yeah.
It was funny. That was very funny. I mean, you got to give it to the guy. That was a crack shot. It was a crack shot, man.
Oh, yeah. Apparently, it was very close range, he said to me, but yeah.
It looked like it. It cut skin. I bet you it's all black and blue and purple and some other colors.
He needs to keep us updated with a series of photos of the changing colors of that. I want to see if his actual ear bruises as well.
Oh, like a boxer's ear or something.
Yeah.
No, it was Friendly Fire. He's saying, I'm just wondering if it was in the the briefing and someone didn't have any trigger discipline and let rip before they actually went onto the field.
Oh, Friendly Fire. That's always. I'm jealous.
So, do you stream on YouTube as well? I think you said you do.
I stream YouTube. That's my primary streaming service platform, whatever.
Yep.
I love streaming YouTube. I've always enjoyed it more so than I did Twitch.
Why is that? You don't hear many people say that.
Yeah, and I feel that it's more accessible to the average viewer. The interaction is light years behind Twitch, without a doubt. Twitch has the emotes, the emojis, whatever, and this, that, and the other. But I just feel that it's more accessible, and I have a really, I don't want to say close, but I do have a real tight relationship with my everyday viewers.
Yeah.
And I just enjoy it. Like when I was on Twitch, I was having a lot of frame rate issues, glitching issues, internet issues. It put a distaste in my mouth. So I just kind of went back to YouTube. And that's the nitty-gritty of it, I guess.
It is weird. He talks about that different culture, lad. It's something that I've noticed as well. Twitch has a very established culture. Most people into Twitch understand, all the different emojis, emotes, and how Twitch works and that. But Twitch has a steeper learning curve for understanding the culture of streaming than YouTube does. Like he says, YouTube is very easily accessible for everyone.
It is. I mean, considering it's the biggest platform on the internet for content creation, it's no wonder that if you're going to create a dedicated community, the best way to do it is probably on YouTube, considering like all your stuff that you've streamed and everything you've uploaded is all in one nice suitable package. You can get your your playlists and whatnot, so you can separate the both of them into really nice little things. With Twitch though, like the contrast is definitely there. It's very apparent. And I can understand at the same time why a lot of people would stream on Twitch, like I do. I'm an affiliate. I'm still thinking about like the whole getting rid of affiliate and moving to YouTube. Sorry, but a lot of my viewers and fans, whatever you want to call them, it's still weird that I can say that. They all go to Twitch. That's where they know I stream, and that's where all my content is for my DayZ stuff. Like I don't post much on my YouTube channel for DayZ stuff. I think the last time I did it was like about Athena 3, like the anomaly Athena 3 when that first came out, and that was it. So yeah, I mean, stuff like donations, subscriptions, and like that, it's definitely easier on YouTube. Probably is a lot more simple, I would imagine, compared to Twitch, where obviously you get your followers, then you have to set up your donation, and then you can actually get paid money with affiliate. Whereas YouTube, it's like Google AdSense, and it's like you can use that for a whole bunch of different things. So it kind of depends on where your needs, like which one serves your needs the most, and which one is going to be better for your community to find you on. Like Mark's, like, he streams on YouTube all the time. I've never seen him stream on Twitch. I don't think he has. No, he's got.
He does not like Twitch. He does not like Twitch.
No. I think his disdain for Twitch is the same as his console players, but I don't know. But at least if it suits you to stream on YouTube, then at the end of the day, it's your fucking choice. Whatever you want.
It really is, and I have nothing really against Twitch. It wouldn't be it wouldn't be backbreaking to make that transition again. It would just be all right. I'm streaming on Twitch.
Look, the big thing that you guys need to be aware of is one of the reasons to diversify is just have a look at how many times people have been banned or suspended for stuff outside of their control on a platform. Look at Dr. Disrespect. He got banned by Twitch for, we'll find out soon because there's a lawsuit going on. But if he wasn't diversified, if he didn't have such a massive YouTube channel, yes, it would have been easier for him. But he was able to just, fine, fuck you, I'm going over to YouTube. And continue streaming. Now, as a small streamer, if just imagine Twitch gets shut down. No, it's not out of the question. There could be a lawsuit over all this DMCA music stuff. The music industry are renowned for being very full on about lawsuits and all the rest of it. And just imagine if they did one where Twitch got shut down until they implemented a process that could live DMCA people properly. What are all the Twitch streamers going to do? Just quickly on another note, though, Michael, I did send you a message. That channel I've just linked is another channel that FoxTrot does that we were going to be talking about shortly, where he does creepypasta sort of reading and a bit of ASMR as well, you said, Foxy?
I wouldn't call it ASMR. I only have 2 videos on that channel. One is about a computer virus that was pretty big. And it's surprising that not a whole lot of people have heard of it. And then the other one is actually a Reddit fictitious story that I just enjoyed reading.
Okay.
I'm working on another video here shortly.
Very spicy.
Very spicy.
Oh, yes.
What sort of mic do you have, by the way?
I have a Shure MV7.
I've never heard of that. Is that a good one?
It's does it sound good?
It does.
It
Oh,
really
then there you go.
fucking Jesus
Shure
Christ.
Shure MVS7 is a USB and an XLR mic because I'm making that transition to an XLR setup,
Mhm.
but I needed a mic to make that transition with because all that stuff costs money and I don't have a whole lot of money. So it's a stepping stone for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this mic. It's a small, not too expensive mic, and it sounds pretty badass.
You're telling me for the money that I'm seeing that you've spent
Yep.
on this,
How much is it?
it better be fucking good. It's so if I just get GBP to not USD, AUD. That's a force of habit. That's so the cheapest one I found was £220, which is 416 Australian dollars.
Holy! I thought I spent a bit on my Elgato Wave 3, but that's insane.
Wait, that's how much this mic costs, or your mic?
That's the one that yours costs, from what I've seen on the British market.
No. I didn't pay
the
nowhere near 400 USD. Nowhere near that.
Not USD, EUD.
Oh, okay. Oh, EUD. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah. In comparison, my microphone costs £70, which is 132 Australian dollars.
Yeah, there's not many Aussies up at this time of the morning. You can stick with the US dollars and the EU, whatever the EU dollar is, and that. Most Aussies are smart and they're sound asleep at this time in the morning. You, my sides, and Michael, thank you so much for the membership and the donation as well, fellas. I really do appreciate it. Well, by the way, Michael, the missus told me she doesn't want flowers. She wants Kindle credit. She loves Kindle credit. So when that money clears, I'll be buying her the equivalent in Kindle credit so she can read more books. She's addicted to reading books. She'll read a book nearly every day or two, just sitting there on her iPad. Reading is awesome.
It actually is.
So what do you do on the
Nice.
What have you got planned coming up for the other channel?
So
Because I did check it
I'm
out.
actually
You've got
looking
the
into
one
a-
video.
I'm looking into a cold case file, or I see I'm stuck between a cold case file or a disappearing airplane.
Ooh.
Yeah, so there's
Case file would probably be really more interesting, I would imagine, but that's just
that's
me.
kind of where I'm at right now. Is the cold case file would be really interesting because there's, you got to do your research. With the Reddit story, you can kind of just read off of it and you're kind of set. But the computer viruses, the cold case files, missing airplanes, stuff like that, you have to do a little bit of research. You gotta dig a little bit, which is I like reading. I like learning new things. So.
Some of those channels are massive, though, mate. Some of those channels are absolutely massive. Like, I'm subscribed to Barely Sociable.
Dude, Barely Sociable I love his content.
Yes.
On the Silk Road. Oh, that was
the Silk Road one was so. Someone needs to make a movie of that story.
It needs to be him.
Yeah.
He needs to narrate that story. It was amazing.
Yeah, he's absolutely phenomenal. But it's a rabbit hole of videos. Once you get into that, and more starts popping up into your recommended videos, and yeah. Look, channels like this, I think I've subscribed to you on my personal channel because the missus and I love watching, a story like that when we go to bed. We'll watch a story like that and then stick on, whether it be Lazy Masquerade or Bee Buster, and just listen to the creepypasta stories as we fall asleep.
And it is a new form of content that I'm trying to create. So obviously I got to fine tune some things. I think I'm kind of getting a hang of how I want to put stuff like that together. Like I said, I'm still new, so it'll come together as it builds and grows. And then at the same rate, I'm also taking some topic ideas. What do you guys want to hear about? What do you guys want to learn about?
Well, Scalespeed had just come up with an interesting one in chat there. You should stream reading the copyright V3 books in DayZ while sitting around the campfire in DayZ. That could be interesting because a lot of the time, with a lot of those creepypasta sort of videos, I've noticed they generally have a soundtrack in the background, be it rain or a thunderstorm or something like that. I could just imagine you sitting there near a fire, fire crackling. That's one of those things that's, throughout the history of humanity, fire has always been something that gives us a sense of security, having a fireplace or a fire going.
Yeah.
So
it's mesmerizing.
Yeah. Yeah,
I stare at fires like, oh, that is so cool.
You can do that.
You should probably spend like a lot of time, just doing your research and finding out who the fuck Hannah is.
So you want me to dive into who Hannah is? Oh man,
have you been following this?
That's a rabbit hole if I ever saw one.
I'm exhausted. I haven't done anything on it in over a week now. It's just until Scotty drip feeds us some more clues, and then that will fire me up again. But I'm just nah. Fuck you for even bringing up Hannah, lad.
I do like that campfire idea. Reading some books. I like that. That is a good idea.
Story time with FoxTrot.
Hey, there you go. You might see a new series coming. Who knows?
Yeah. There you go.
So what else have you got in the pipeline, buddy?
So yeah, I just purchased my first home. And the people that lived here, I don't know what was up with them, but they did not like the way they lived or something. The house is thrashed, so there's a lot of stuff around the house that I actually have to do. So I got that on my agenda.
But you're a handy kind of guy, so that's probably something that excites you. Like me, it took me over a month, probably closer to 2 months, to finally work up the courage to install a new shower head. Like I had to drill through tiles, and I was worried I was going to crack them. And I'm notorious for talking myself out of doing things that I'm going to fuck it if I try to fix it. And I actually managed to do it without cracking the tile. So the missus was quite impressed. But for someone like you,
definitely does not excite me. It's not the word I would use. No, yes, I'm a handy kind of dude. I can figure stuff out. I like to take things apart and put it back together. This, that, and the other, but I don't like doing it, like at the end of the day, like I don't like labor. I don't want to be labor.
You do enough of it at fucking work. You don't want to be doing it at home. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So ask any other mechanic what the biggest piece of crap car is, and it'll probably tell you it's their own. Yeah. Like my truck, it needs a thermostat. It's needed a thermostat for like 3 months. And I'm just like, no, I'm not going to do it. Whatever. I'll get to it when I get to it. And that's the worst part about being a mechanic or handy in general. Like if you're a carpenter, I don't know, maybe you don't want to go home and build yourself a cabinet set. You do it all day.
Yep. I imagine it's probably a bit like when you're a chef, having to go home and cook yourself dinner.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I like cooking. I actually enjoy cooking.
Same.
But the problem with cooking is I sit there and pick at what I'm cooking. That's why I could never be a chef. you only get half your plate.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy cooking. I like when my wife is happy with what I prepare, which isn't all the time. It's a blue moon that I do cook a meal. But,
whereas I do all the cooking in our house. I just love it.
Like J-Con, I've been following his Twitter for a while, and I love that he's doing his own bread and all this. And dude, I love that. I'm like, dude, get it. That's sick. So,
yep. I've just started down that rabbit hole as well. Bought a mixer and been making bread. I've got to make some after I jump off here for our breakfast this morning. But it's nice. It's a nice, simple little thing. Again, that's a rabbit hole I've fallen down on YouTube. I'm getting so many food videos recommended for me, and I'm trying to lose weight, which makes it even fucking harder.
Just as I'm in the same fucking.
Take out a lot of the processed stuff, and you'll find yourself just feeling healthier. in general.
But the processed
'Cause
stuff tastes
processed
so
foods-
nice.
It does. That's the terrible part. I love fast food fries, but I can't eat them.
Yeah.
It's like, ugh. But yeah, if you take out all that processed crap, you'll find yourself just feeling healthier. Maybe not looking healthier, like you're not gonna glow or nothing, but
Yeah.
you'll find yourself feeling healthier.
So what kind of service do you usually play? We had a question in chat earlier from Yana Chinaris. Shout out to him as well. Amazing fucking editor. What kind of service does FoxTrot usually play? Heavy modded with custom spawns, traders, etc., or do you prefer more vanilla style service?
So what I prefer versus what I actually do are two different things. It sucks. And hey, Jan of Chinaris, dude, thank you for that comment on the last video. That was really, really sweet. But I prefer a lightly modded server. But what I ended up doing is more of a PvP, more heavier modded server. And that's because of some time constraints I have.
Yep.
Yeah.
I want to create the content. I want to create the videos. I want to get the recordings going. If I had more time to, collect the resources and go through DayZ the way I feel it's meant to be played, I would definitely be more on a vanilla side.
Yeah.
That's what I prefer, but it's not what I end up doing.
That's fair enough. Yeah, because obviously, like, if you don't have enough time, but you just want to sit down, you just want to have a good time, relax, then yeah, the heavily modded PvP service is the best way to go. But if you've got like a day free or something like that, get a fucking couple of friends around, just chill out in a vanilla like server and just have a good time. And that's the beauty of DayZ, is that player choice.
Yeah, you have so many choices. I mean, look at our map choice now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes,
that blows my mind. There's people that are like, "Oh, I'm playing on this map." I'm like, "What? Never even heard of this map. What are you talking about?"
And more coming.
I remember. Yeah, exactly. Like I remember when DRL first came out, it was just like, oh my god, what a new map! Wow, that's so cool. And now it's just like, now you got Takistan, like I said, DRL. Then you got Namask, then KimZ, then all the other bloodies that Pripyat and stuff like that. And it's like, what the hell? Where's all these maps coming out? And it's like, it's great.
I haven't even had
fantastic.
Like the Swan Island or something like that. Like I've never played that one.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Or maybe I have. Maybe I have. I don't know. That's the point, is that there's a lot of choices now, and that kind of narrows down the pool of where all the people are and whatnot, because now there's so much. Like Livonia. I love Livonia. I don't care what nobody says. I love it.
Same. Lad isn't a fan.
I love it.
I'm the odd one out now. You know what, Boydie? You know what we should do? We should actually we should get together sometime and actually get a stream going to just try and get me to play Livonia, because I won't fucking play any other. Converting that to Livonia. Let's fucking get it over and done.
But that's it. You've got to. It's such a love-hate map. I love the fact that there's big expanses of nothingness down the south. I love wandering through it because I'm just waiting for that bear to come charging at me. I'm more of a PvE style player. I don't need constant interaction, so it doesn't bother me. I'm just happy just wandering through it and trying to find something and navigating and using my map and compass and trying to see if I can make it to the checkpoint I'm aiming for as accurately as possible with the crappy little compass in the game. But for some, Livonia is a terrible map. But even when it was all the rage there for a while, most people were just in the top half of the map. They weren't, really going down south.
Yeah, I will admit when I got it, because I got a copy of Livonia from Ike D when he was doing his little thing when Livonia was released.
Yep.
So I was very lucky to get that. So I tried it out. I played it for a little while, because obviously, it's a new map. I really wanted to enjoy it, and I couldn't get into it because I just didn't see the point, and I still kind of don't see the point of going down south. Like compared to like Chinaris, where yes, like you can continue going up north, and then you got Northwest Airfield and Tizzy for your main military loot. There's nothing down south in Livonia, but I am hopeful that they do change that in the future. maybe with the future updates with the toxic zones coming out now, and in 1.15, maybe there's going to be more stuff coming. Maybe, I don't know, Scotty, tell
I
us.
mean, I agree with you on
Mhm.
the down south part, for the most part. But there's it's a double edged sword there. That's the best place to build a base.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
so,
You
yeah,
know?
okay, yeah, I'll give you that one. Yeah, it definitely is, because it's like there's just so much forest there to explore. It's so
So
easy to get
vast.
lost. Exactly. So, I mean,
Now, will I build a base down there? No, but I'm just saying.
yeah, because it's like you build a base down there, and it's so far away from any
But
other.
not
Like,
even so much a base,
if I-
just even a stash, building an improvised shelter,
Just a stash,
burying some
yeah.
stashes in the middle of the forest and that. The chances of someone just stumbling across it, as opposed to a stash on Chernerus, are next to nothing.
yeah, that's fair enough. I will give that one. I will say though that the Livonia is a beautiful map. I absolutely love it, and I can't
It
get
is
away
very
from that
beautiful.
at all. And the stuff that it did introduce with like the new assets and whatnot, I do really, really enjoy. I just can't get around enjoying the map in terms of playability. But I'll give it another go, since everybody else seems to keep fucking telling us it's a good map.
Well, everybody in the community needs to give it another go, man, because it's quite dead. It's quite dead.
Yeah.
I haven't found a decent pop server in quite a while.
No.
Which sad.
I mean,
sad songs.
yeah, exactly. I mean, DOJ has been going on it about Livonia lately, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay.
I've seen this thing on Twitter that's make Livonia great again, and I chuckle at it every time.
Hold that thought, Mellow Waltz. We're actually talking about building as a topic later on, building on vanilla, because I've gotten exposed to it a bit more playing experimental 1.14, and I've got some thoughts on it. So hold that thought about it's hard to build in the woods on vanilla.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. Now, so I wanted to segue earlier, but you were still talking about a few things. But you've got a missus, you've got a kid, you've got another kid on the way. Earlier this week, we had a big announcement by Lax Hawthorne that he's stepping away from DayZ. We won't talk too much about him per se, but about the reasons why. Now, you said just before, FoxTrot, about how part of the reason why you play the servers you play is because of time. DayZ is a fucking addicting game. I can't count on both hands the amount of times I've been read the riot act by my missus about how much time I spend, and that's even just with the little amount of content I put out. I do the podcast and maybe 1 or 2 streams a week. As especially as a man with a family, a full-time job, commitments, mate, how do you manage it all?
I don't sleep.
Something's got to go.
Something's got to go. It's has a lot to do with my wife and my family being understanding that this is something that I want to do.
Yeah.
There's a little give and take. So weekends are no, I don't play the computer. I don't play DayZ. I get my video out, and that's about that. This is an exception, of course, because it's quite special.
Yeah.
But the weekends, that's my family time.
Yeah.
That's my time to do stuff around the house. That's my time to hang out with my wife and kids, play board games, do something. And I think that's what people need. They need another outlet of some gratification. I take great pride and pleasure in spending that time with my wife.
Mm-hmm.
She may not feel that all the time, but I do. I do enjoy that time.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I do see that gaming in general, streaming, editing, all of that, even being on your device is very, very addictive.
Oh yeah.
But you have to find some other form of gratification, and whether that's going to the park, riding a bike, walking your dog, cooking bread, or making bread, I should say. There's something's got to give. You got to.
Sorry, I think we just lost you, mate.
Work through.
No, he's still there.
I think we
Lad,
lost you.
can you say something?
Yes, hello.
Okay, I've lost audio. Give me 1 sec, guys.
Okay.
All right.
Say something now.
Hello there.
Check. Mic check. 1 2 1 2.
1 1 2 2. Let's get it going, Sonny Jim. I assume by Boydie's silence, nothing.
Absolute nothing.
Just letting the chats know.
It was just my headset went dead.
Ah, well, there you go.
Oh, darn
Okay.
batteries. See, that's why I like wires.
Well, I had it on charge
Yeah.
all night. I don't know why it went dead. It didn't make any beeps because it did have that annoying thing where it was talking to me, and I managed to find out how to turn that off. I must have turned off all alerts or something. Apparently chat could hear you, but I couldn't on my headphones. So, yeah. So carry on, mate. Carry on what you were saying.
I was just saying that you have to find some other outlet or form of gratification and make that balance important. You know, you got to put balance first and foremost, because I don't know, for people that have families, sometimes they may get irritated, they may get frustrated with the fact that you're away, you're there, but you're away, and you got the give and take. It's all about give and take. You can't just keep taking. And for me, you know, I can only really talk about my personal experience because I don't know anybody else's. But you know, for me, if I'm just sitting on my computer playing a game, getting content out, I'm taking away from my wife, from my kid, from all my other responsibilities that are there.
Yeah.
So you just got to find that balance, and that's something that only you can do.
Mm-hmm. I will say, like, in regards to the lax situation, because you are right. Like, when you do something like that, something has got to give. But you know, with Lax Lawthorne, with him being a streamer, there's that. There's that added pressure that you have to try and compete with the Twitch and YouTube algorithms in order to make money. Like, because that's it. Twitch, you know, streaming, content creation, that is his job. He has to make an income. He has to earn a living for his family. And at the same time, yes, you have to find some kind of like balance between that and, you know, your personal life. You know, you got to have time for your wife, you got to have time for your kids. And unfortunately, like, when you're a streamer or content creator, it's even tougher. Depending on the circumstances. Stressful. Yeah, it's very, very
trying
stressful.
To stay trendy is one of the most stressful things that I've ever had to deal with.
Yeah, like when I watched the video, it was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking to watch him to be in the state that he was. And, like, you know, I really do genuinely hope that he recovers and he gets better and the situation gets itself sorted out at some point in the future. You know, and I hope that he can talk to his wife again to get everything sorted out so they can get some normalcy in his life. But I can't help but feel, what's the word I'm looking for? Sadness? Sorrow? How he's been driven to this path of trying to create all this content, which has led to an addiction, which has led to more stress and more addiction to create all of this kind of stuff, leaving him in the path that he's on right now. And it kind of opened my eyes a little bit more about it, because I spend a lot of time on the computer. You know, I go to work and I come home, I spend a little bit of time with my family, and then I come upstairs and I go on the PC and I look at what's going on in DayZ. You know, I look up modders. I check the DayZ modders Discord. You know, I look up XTK, seeing what needs to be done, any projects that I need to work on, and then after some time I go to bed. And you kind of have to take a step back from that and realize that there's more to life than staying on the PC.
I like to say that there's a whole world about 12 inches up from your screen. Whatever screen that may be, there's a whole world.
I don't see it. But yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I understand because when you get a little bit of success out of this system, and I call it a system because it is more than just a video and whatnot. Out of this system, it's like a dopamine effect. It's like gambling. It really is like gambling. Oh, I'm about to win. I'm about to do this again. It's hot. I'm gonna cash out. And then it just feeds into it. It's a revolving door of, and it's toxic. It's pure toxic about.
Oh God, yes.
The way that we beat ourselves up. Because I had to take a 3-month break because
guys, I'm having major headphone problems. It keeps on switching off.
Oh no.
But yeah, I mean, it is a challenge that you do have to face, and sometimes, yeah, like, as you said, you have to, I mean, you took three months off.
Yeah, I took 3 months off because I felt that my channel, my videos, everything was in this downward trend, and so there's two sides to that coin. I regret taking that 3 months off because now I'm playing catch up. Now I feel like I have to work harder. I have to try harder. I have to do this more. I have to push more. I have to do all of this extra steps.
Yeah.
Versus if I would have just stuck it out, I wouldn't have been in such a weird mindset at the time. But that 3 month off, 4 months, whatever it was a saving grace. I was able to spend all that time with my wife and fix things, and
yes,
just everything was going so well outside of the world of DayZ. Like I disappeared, dude. Like completely disappeared off Twitter, Discord, YouTube, just gone. And that helped me so much mentally that it was worth it. It was worth the recession the channel is in now, because my videos went from doing, on the low end, like 1K to the high end, like 5K views, right?
Yeah.
I'm now in the hundreds. But it doesn't bother me. It does not bother me because I enjoy what I'm putting out. And if I enjoy it, I know at least one other person is going to enjoy it. And if that one person is going to enjoy it, it's a chain. It's going to keep going. So, I just, for those people that have this as a living, I am envious, but I'm not, because there's so much stress that is involved with just keeping up with the trends, keeping up with the numbers. And when you're doing this for something you enjoy and want to put out something for other people to enjoy, the numbers don't mean anything.
Yeah.
They're just numbers. And that's where you have to kind of like separate it. You have to separate it. And I know that
I'm not envious of those who do it for a living, per se, because the pressures on them is amazing. Like there was a tweet from the Running Man earlier this week talking about just one aspect of being a Twitch streamer. I'll bring it up on my screen. I don't know whether you guys or whether I can hear you guys now, but I'll bring this up. This is just another aspect of what is so hard for them.
I looked at this thread. I was
reading through it as well. I got to.
And it does raise more awareness of like when you are a content creator for not only DayZ but for any kind of dedicated game or subject or whatever, you have to put the time into it. But when it comes to like how you do get money, like, he's talking about Twitch Prime and impacts the streamers, and it's like, it's even more tougher because you have to put a lot more effort into your content to keep the people there. like, you know, a big streamer like the Running Man's, you know, if he took 3 months off, Jesus Christ, there'd be an absolute fucking uproar.
It would be catastrophic for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It would be catastrophic. And the amount of time for him to get back to where he's just at when he did that is astronomical. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And it's like, you know, when he's announced that he takes a week off, people fucking unsub, people give him shit. And it's the same for any kind of streamer or content creator. Say, right, I'm going to take some time off because I need some R&R, need to spend time with family and whatnot. People lose their shit. They become so, what's the word I'm looking for? Privileged, I guess you could say.
I would call it
like
selfish.
Selfish, yeah. Like, you know,
selfish. I mean,
and it's kind of like a mixed bag. There's so, like, you know, how to explain it? It's like, you know, you try and create an income to support yourself or your family, and you can't take time off because you need to keep up with the trend. You need to keep up with your own upkeep for your own accounts, your community. You know, like you're doing a lot more streams, you're doing a lot more videos, the views and the money count goes up and up and up. And any break you take, it goes down. So you have to keep continuously going on and on and on. And if you're really balls deep into it, it's a lot more tougher. And it's like, I couldn't do it. Heck, I was supposed to fucking stream today, and I was like, I couldn't be asked. And if I was a big content creator, and if I had that mindset, my channel would be down under instantly. I feel sorry for people who are in that situation. Like they just cannot fucking keep up. And
I feel like that there's some ways that you could think outside the box to kind of remedy that situation. Have a second channel or do something, you know, like JLK. What's the time frame between his streams and his videos? It's months. It's like 2 months or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's growing. So for a streamer alone, like just a streamer alone, it is very detrimental to just take a break, even a day.
Yeah.
It's very detrimental. But for a content creator as a whole, it is our duty to kind of think outside the box and do something outside the norm. So I always try to see it, you know, when I see a problem, I always try to find a solution. And this is a problem. So there's got to be a solution for it somewhere.
Well, I mean, I look at what Don Sibley's just written in chat. Don't even think about trying a new game. For some people, they are locked into a cycle.
Yes.
Now, like I was chatting with the Running Man via DMs earlier this week, about this issue, and I said to him, I'm constantly amazed that this guy is still at the top of the game, playing pretty much just one game. I don't know how he does it. Now, you've got Don Sibley, who's got a pretty fucking healthy audience, and he's been dabbling. Yes, he's trolling to an extent with some of the games he's playing, you know, paint fucking drying simulator and the long train ride and stuff like that. And but the backlash from people, if you do not, you know, perform.
It is hilarious.
Yeah.
It is hilarious. I was telling Lad this earlier. I think I like Don Sibley. He is a character, man, and he's hilarious. I enjoy.
He's a true entertainer.
He is an entertainer. Like if you just go to his Twitch and watch his Twitch like intro thing, dude, what you need to be on TV. Like you are doing amazing with that. But I feel like what he's doing right now is just kind of trolling the whole system. You know. And I get a kick out of it, especially the ones that are just wigging out on him. Like, I can't help but chuckle and laugh at it. I feel bad that he's getting such a backlash because he's doing whatever he wants to do. That's kind of why you guys watch him, is that he's one of those guys that does what he wants.
Yeah,
he's there for your entertainment, but he's trying to keep himself entertained at the end of the day as well. That's, I mean, of course, I don't know for sure, but I can speculate.
Yeah, I mean that's it. I even talked about the subject on my my last stream. Because it was like, I don't have a stream schedule or anything like that. I just stream whenever I want to because it's not really a dedicated form of income for me. I work part-time. That's my life, So I was talking about it, and I've always wanted to stream other games, like games that I grew up with. Like, I want to stream more stuff to do with like Legend of Zelda, for example. I really want to stream Wind Waker. I want to stream Final Fantasy. I love those games. But if I tried to stream that with me being known for DayZ, I would get zero fucking attention and a lot of backlash because people who would watch me because I do DayZ, they want DayZ. They want exactly that. And even I expressed my fear for that while streaming DayZ, which is, whatever. And it's like, look, I want to do more things with my Twitch channel. I want to do more things of content creation, but I cannot because if you want to go somewhere, if you want to dedicate your time and you want to reach that, like your own goals of getting like how many followers or whatever,
I'm going to interrupt you. I agree with what Scarl Speech said. If you're not making thousands, play what you want to. If at the early stages of your career is when you need to diversify and establish yourself as a variety streamer as opposed to just one thing. Once you get big, then it becomes an issue of trying to diversify. Like, I'm genuinely curious. I think the Running Man is kind of future-proof now at his size. But I'm generally I'm curious as to how lax he's going to go now that he's doing IRL streams. Will his audience still stay around? Will they go and just find other people playing DayZ to watch? The ones who are similar to the lax, like Uncle Ray Ray and Sarah Moore, the more crazy players. Do it now, mate. I say just do it.
I think every streamer and content creator has that fear. It doesn't matter if you're starting off or if you're big. It's probably more so if you are big. But I can vouch that as a smaller streamer, when you do another game, it doesn't matter who's watching. Someone will come. But you may have one, you may have two, you may have 15, you may have 100, but somebody will come because that game has a name because you're not the only person that likes it. It's a numbers game. So do it, and don't be scared of the numbers. Just do it. And if you consistently do it, the numbers will come with it.
Yeah. Because I kind of started, I kind of started doing that ages ago when I was getting really into Twitch streaming. That's kind of what I did, but it never went anywhere because I streamed too many games, and at the end of the day, no one watched. And then it wasn't until I actually started streaming DayZ, the numbers started picking up, and I was like, fuck, I'll just stick to this because it's a game I enjoy and whatnot. But for the bigger content creators, the Running Man's, he probably could decide to play, I don't know, The Long Dark, for example. It's another survival kind of game, but I can guarantee he won't even get at least half the views he usually gets because you'll have his dedicated fan base or community who'll watch him for who he is as a person, as a content creator, and then you'll get that other half who will actually just watch him simply because it's DayZ. And then those people you'll lose, and you'll lose subs, and you'll lose follow counts, and when it is your form of income, that's stressful.
It matters.
It does matter. But obviously when it's someone like, ourselves mainly, it doesn't in the grand scheme of things matter, but you have to stay kind of true to yourself. So even when you're a small streamer, depending on your mentality, it can even affect you then. So,
I just highlighted a bit there that, and you've probably been in the same boat yourself there, FoxTrot. But even the Running Man has had, looks like the riot act read to him by his missus as well. And at what cost to family and that is this game of Twitch and YouTube and all the rest of it? There are very few people who can just do it whenever they want, as they want, and switch off, especially when, like you said, lad, that it becomes your living. It is such a stressful fucking job. You know, the hidden mental health epidemic in streaming. We talked about this earlier this week on the channel. But everyone looks at it, and they look at a Shroud, they look at a Ninja, they look at a XQC Cow or whatever his name is, and they think, you know, these guys are living the life and all the rest of it. But to get to that level, what have they sacrificed along the way? And what are they still sacrificing? Because, like he said in his tweet, where is it? The mush one. It's time to be honest about this, to start thinking about how you as a platform can think about your streamers' welfare and the way in which you set things up in a must stream more mush kind of way. It's you know, you see so many people that, you know, they get stressed about streaming, they get stressed about not streaming. And I know it's something that people decide to do themselves, but at what cost to people? At what cost to their personal lives? It's why I'm so intermittent with my streams. If anything comes up family-wise, it takes priority.
Naturally, it always should.
As it should,
No matter who you are, you cannot be like, oh yeah, sorry, I can't do that. I'm streaming because of X, Y, and Z. Now, if something would happen to my mother or my brother, you know, I'd be like, right, bye, go straight at them. So it's a no-brainer there, absolute no-brainer. But you will get those people who don't care to understand about it, and they'll give you shit for it, and they'll fucking lambast you, and it's just ridiculous.
Wow, it's hard. I do feel for anyone trying to make a living from this game. Yeah, it's fun. It's such an honor to be able to make a bit of money from doing something you love, playing video games or whatever. But yeah, like Scarlspeeder said, showbiz, baby. So it's really, really hard to really think about it before you go all in with, I'm going to make a career from this, because it's a career that you can't take your foot off unless you make it to where you're kind of future-proof and where you've diversified enough that you've got income coming in, like the likes of Shroud do from sponsor deals and all the rest of it. The Running Man said to me on Twitter a while back, he got knocked back by Corsair, even though he's a massive Corsair product fan. And at his size, he got knocked back by them. It's hard to diversify, folks. If you're not doing it and you've got all your eggs in one basket, if something goes pear-shaped, you get banned or the platform goes down or you get caught in a Me Too moment, God knows whatever else, that's it, you're screwed.
Yeah. And that's the terrible part of it. I think that if you are like considering starting like a channel, you have to, one, be niche, but not too niche to where you back yourself up into a corner later down the road where you don't want to do that niche subject anymore. But you can't be too broad to where you can't gain a core audience that are there for you, not your content. Because those are the best people to have in your corner, are the ones that are there for you. They like your voice, they like your attitude, they like the way that you interact with them, whatever. Those are the ones that are going to be there for you no matter what you do.
Yeah,
I have Scarlspeeder's approach. Do it for fun and make a little cash on the side. Pretty much everything I get goes back into the show, into the community, and that's why I like doing it, because we're able to support and do things like that. That's my kind of approach. But I'm lucky that in my situation I can do that. There may be others who don't have a missus who has a really good job or something like that, or there's a lot of people turn to this game because of the lockdowns and all the rest of it. It's become their job and they're caught in that vicious cycle, FoxTrot.
I mean, I break even with my channel with what I make versus what I put into it. I break completely even. I don't pocket really $1. And my wife isn't working right now. So my income is the only income that we have in the household. It's just me. So yeah, if you can make a little cash by doing this and having fun, dude, you're winning. It doesn't matter if it's a penny or a dollar, but you're winning. And that's the kind of mindset that I think you should have, is do it for fun, make a little cash on the side. But at what point do you want to, because so if I were to like tell you the numbers, it's like not a whole lot, right? Versus my editing software, my music subscriptions that I use for the videos. Yeah, I break even. And that's not a whole lot of money, but I do it because I enjoy it. And that's the forefront of this topic. Do it because you enjoy it. Don't quit your day job because you've got 1,000 subscribers and you're monetized now.
don't fucking do that. That's
the worst thing you can do.
I mean, See, that's the thing though, with that kind of mentality. Like, you know, back like a decade ago, when you had like content creators like and you know Felix, you know, PewDiePie, you know, he quit college, he quit his day job to do YouTube, and now he's like the number 2 most subscribed person on the platform. And same with Markiplier.
Number one. It's a corporation that's outdoing him.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, fair point. But even so, like you'll get people who think they'll be the next PewDiePie, and they'll do exactly what he does, and it doesn't work out. And it's like it only happens very, very, very.
No, he's what you call an outlier versus the mass. You know, I'm part of the mass, and he's an outlier. He's the one that just hit that algorithm on point every single step of the way, and became. It's a gamble. We're back at that. Yeah. You know, it's a gamble. He gambled and he won.
Yeah,
that's
he's what I was trying to say. Like,
he's a great content creator. You know, he puts.
I don't know if I would say he gambled. I think, you know, you look at some of the scandals he's been involved in. He evolved. He adapted. He changed as YouTube changed. A lot of people couldn't. Look at Filthy Frank. The content Filthy Frank was putting out. That just doesn't wash. Look at Leafy is here. That just doesn't wash anymore. Those guys did not evolve, whereas PewDiePie's gone from, you know, initially just doing basically him getting scared playing video games to him doing really edgy content. You know, who could forget Deaf to All, you know, whatever. And now he's just basically doing, I don't even know what you would describe it as, but he's managed to evolve. You've got to, yes, sure, luck does play a part of it to initially rise above it. But he has evolved with the changing, understanding of what's going on with YouTube.
Yeah, and I agree with you there. He definitely has an understanding of how it works, and that may be because of who he knows or what he knows, and that's whatever the case is. That's information that the mass may not have, and because when you know somebody that has, I'm not saying that's the case. I don't know PewDiePie from Blow Joe. I don't, but I'm just saying.
Well, you're going to say something else then.
Spicy.
What is that?
You said Blow Joe. I thought you were going to say Blow Job.
Oh no. But yeah, so it could be that he has some other information that, you know, or how it works. And I'm not one of those people. I don't know how YouTube algorithm picks its person of the month. I don't know. And, you know, I'm sure if I did, I wouldn't be where I'm at now.
No, of course.
Being humble is good for me.
Yeah, at the end of the day, though, when it comes to content creation, if you are not trying to, I would say, like, you know, if you're not really bothered about becoming big and you're just doing it because you want to and you want to stay true to yourself, then fucking have at it. You know, there's a lot of people who are doing the same thing, and that, yes, sure, they might not be getting the massive amount of numbers or the like a lot of subscriptions and shit like that, but they're happy. And if you're happy doing your content, who
bang on the money, mate. You've got to reevaluate it. If you're getting stressed by what you're doing, reevaluate it. You're doing something wrong. you can't expect to become the next The Running Man, the next Smoke, the next Black Hawthorne, the
No.
next JLK overnight. And YouTube is such Twitch is a little bit more, other than when you get rated by someone, Twitch is a bit more honest with how you're doing. You generally have the same sort of views and slowly increase here and there. When you get rated by someone, it's always great to have a lot of people in chat. I noticed that I get rated and then everyone runs away when they realise it's me they rated. But I'm used to that. It doesn't bother me. Mm-hmm. YouTube, on the other hand, you can have a video that gets traction, that somehow ticks all the boxes of the algorithm and gets noticed, and you'll have 10,000 views on it. Then your next video only has 100 views. So it can be very, very hard on your ego to do YouTube. But you've just got to stick with it. You've got to understand that there's going to be troughs, there's going to be peaks, there's going to be this, that, and the other thing, and just do it because you enjoy it, not because... You eventually, if you may get lucky and you may be able to do it for a living, but just go easy with it. Don't go all in, and just
I mean, and so I feel like that's a double-edged sword as well.
Yeah.
Because if you're at this mentality of, all right, I'm just going to do it for fun, I'm just going to do it for chill. That's pretty much where you're going to be at. But if you're one of those ambitious, think outside of the box, breaks the YouTube kind of thing, you're gonna have a different kind of mindset. And I don't know how to explain it, but mindset is everything. If you think that you're gonna be on top, you might very well be in your own little world, or you might actually get to the top.
Yeah.
But if you're just doing it to chill, that's kind of how I feel like where you're gonna stay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, don't get us wrong. Like, sometimes people, like, who they just do it for fun. They just do it because they want to have a good time. Sometimes it can lead to better things. And I know, like, if I was to stream more often because I wanted to, and then it turns out that, I'm getting a lot more followers and subscriptions, and it could lead into something, I wouldn't gamble my job for it, but I would definitely invest a lot more time. Well, I would definitely invest something more into it to get more out of it. And that's just taking advantage of the opportunity that would come to pass if it ever did. But, some people don't take that. And, I agree. Like, if you only have that mentality, then you are going to stay there. And some people are fine with that. Some people are in denial about that. But it just depends on who you are and what you ultimately want to achieve. Like, I'm happy with where I am, but if I were to get an opportunity to do more, to get something more out of it, then fuck yeah, of course I'm going to do it. I'm only 25.
I definitely think that you're in denial and I'm not saying you, lad, I'm just saying in general, that you don't want to achieve greatness.
Yeah.
I don't know a person that does not want to achieve greatness or something.
I want to be the next Joe Rogan.
Exactly. Somebody out there wants to find the cure for cancer. Somebody out there wants to be the next Joe Rogan. So there's
heck, my highest point that I could ever hope to achieve right now is if I get on the DayZ monthly community spotlight. That'll be that's it. I'm done. I'm leaving the community, guys. That's it. That's all I fucking want.
Cashing out at the high.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yes. But yeah, you are right. Like, when it comes down to it, it's like if you want to, how would I say it? You can't be like, you can't have the mentality of if I achieve it. Fuck you. Fuck you. Like, if you have the mentality alone of I will achieve greatness, it's not going to happen. You have to put.
It's not enough.
Yeah,
that's not enough.
Blood, sweat, and tears. You have to make sacrifices. It's just a question of going back to the original topic. What sacrifices?
Yeah.
Are you going to sacrifice your family? Are you going to sacrifice your sleep? Are you going to sacrifice your day job or whatever? Something has to go. You can't honestly expect to be the next big streamer and keep everything the same. You just can't.
That's that's a pipe dream.
Mhm.
Something's gonna give. You're right about that.
Yeah.
And if if you're like a young kid, teenager,
Mhm.
you have everything going for you right now.
Yeah.
In this day and age, if that's something that you feel like you can achieve or want to do is be
Yeah.
the next big streamer, the next PewDiePie, whatever.
Trying.
You have everything going for you. When I was 14, dude, YouTube was like, it was a thing, but it wasn't
It wasn't what it was now,
the
obviously.
thing, it wasn't what it is today. It wasn't as well known. It was just like, okay, there's a few guys doing
Yeah.
YouTube. That's cool. That doesn't seem like a real job. But in today's world, that's a viable job if you're sitting at the top of the charts.
Look at I'm constantly astounded by my let me see if I can bring it up for you. I'll have to log into my personal channel.
Mhm.
But oh no, it'll be too much of a fuck around. There are videos out there that are getting, like, I had a video pop up and my missus had the same video pop up, so it obviously triggered the algorithm somehow. It was of a cow hoof doctor who was.
I saw that.
You had that pop up on your feed as well.
I had that pop up on my feed too, and I watched it.
The cow's hoof bubbles.
Like bubbles,
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
What is going on?
What is going? But that is just it. There's so many people who are trying to fight the algorithm for something, say, like DayZ videos or something like that. But there are videos out there that are getting millions of views, and I can't even begin to imagine the revenue they're making. Yes, you've got to get yourself to that 1,000 viewer and 4,000 hours mark before you can start making money. But all of you guys have had that same video pop up in your feed. You've just got to find, it's kind of like, look at me when it comes to content creation. I started off, 6-7 years ago, I think, trying to be the next big fucking Mr. Blackout or Jam Jar or Mr. Moon or whatever. That's not me. That's not me. I'm not an amazing content creator. What I am is I'm a talker. What I am is an ideas man. And, this isn't even a novel idea. This is something I saw Barely Infected do first and loved it. I tuned into every episode of Alter. Then Uncooper did it with Compass. I watched every episode of Compass, but they both stopped and I was like, I loved it. And surely if I loved it, there's got to be other people who loved it as well. So I started doing it myself. And look at where we are now, 77 episodes in. You've just got to find your niche, whether it be fixing poor fucking cows' broken hooves from stones getting lodged in there and little bubbles of fucking pus coming out, or it be DayZ videos, or there's another channel I'm addicted to at the moment, which is Korean street food and all this other sort of stuff. But all these videos are popping up in my timeline of, they're usually 10 to 20 minutes long, and they're getting millions of views of people just making food that's sold from the trucks and stuff like that in Korea. And I saw one pop up for Uzbekistan, which I watched the other day. Find something that you're passionate about, because that's got to be the key thing. If you're doing it just for money and you're not passionate about it, it's going to be a grind. You're not going to enjoy it. But if it's something you enjoy, there, as I saw, millions of people watching fucking this cow hoof doctor fix a cow's foot. You'd be surprised what people will watch. If you can do a good thumbnail, a good title to draw in the interest, you could trigger the algorithm and get yourself thousands of subscribers and thousands of dollars in revenue from videos that you would be surprised that people would be interested in watching.
Yeah, exactly. Like I've hit the algorithm once on a mashup, well, a shot-to-shot comparison video between one of my favorite content creators and Lil Nas X. It got 1.1 million views after a year. Like, it literally had like a couple of hundred views for a year, and then it just fucking instantly shut up. I got over 2,400 subscribers for it. It managed to get me Google AdSense verified, and I
Hit the
do.
algorithm.
Oh yeah, but that's the thing though. It's my shitpost channel. I don't do anything with that channel. Out of all the fucking videos I've ever made, out of all the years I've done YouTube and everything like that, why did it have to be that video? And I got constant comments and comments about it, and it was like it was freaking great. It was cool, but it was like, why that video?
Yeah.
Like it took 10 minutes to make. And it's like,
usually
why
your
after,
least
Yeah,
effort
it's-
video that does the best. That's
yeah, exactly.
crazy.
So
It's crazy. My best video is an offline cinematics guide at about
Mhm.
10K views, something like that.
That is nice.
I take great pride in that. And
Hell
to be
yeah.
honest, I've never done a guide video ever up until that point. Ever. So the fact that it did, to me, that did extremely well. So for it to do that well is just mind-boggling to me. Like,
Yeah.
huh? That's not my type of content. That's not the type of content that I enjoy. I did not enjoy making that video at all.
Mhm.
Whereas me, I would love to do more guide videos, but I just don't have the skill to do it. You know,
No.
I've done 2 that I can think of over the years, and they're 2 of my better performing videos. One was on why things are seen, and the other one was showing how loot was falling through the bottom of those little Quonset huts, and if you laid down, you could actually get them to pop up. And they were 2 of them. 3. Back in one of the patches, how to attach a bipod to an AKM. You had to spray paint it black. And
You do the guides, I'll narrate them.
Now, I leave it to the more talented people like Archie and so on for those sorts of things.
So, like Wobo's videos, oh my, top tier shelf right there, guys.
Yes, he is a master, absolute master. We are blessed to have that guy in this community.
Yes, he's
too right.
Just an absolute legend, and that's where I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna leave the guy to that guy. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'd call his guides per se. They're more science.
No, yeah, they're more informational, which is I enjoy the shit out of them, dude. I really do. Lobo, if you're gonna listen to this, don't stop.
But in short, folks, find something you're passionate about, whether it be DayZ, whether it be a certain aspect of DayZ, or just anything else random, and just start doing it for fun. And if it takes off, it takes off. You know, don't quit your day job. Don't be an idiot. Just you gradually evolve into it, and who knows, it may turn out. But just remember, once you're in this system, it is
we're coming for your soul.
Yeah, it is a brutal system. You can be demonetized for the most random stuff. Like my spotlight interview with the Running Man has never been monetized. I've listened back to it, and I have no idea why. But I've got no appeal options left. It's just it's one of my best videos for views. But yeah, it's. Just for some reason, the algorithm didn't like it, and demonetized, even though it's got some of my best views.
It's terrible right there.
Someone who appears to have a really good work-life balance when it comes to content creation. Let me just bring it up. I am such a huge fan of this guy, and he has been a guest on the show. The Loyal Patriot.
Yes, I saw this clip.
Oh my God, this is hilarious.
Oh my God, I was dying. I loved this.
Is so good.
I loved this.
Other than that, and then every 5 minutes, how close are we? Other than that, they were amazing. I heard his footsteps, you pussy. Oh my God, why do people play that way? Sit down next to me, next to the fire, and be like, hey man, I'm out here surviving too. What's going on, bro? You got any things we could trade on? If not, hey, put your hands up. I want your stuff. No, you got a tiny ass wiener and you just run around shooting everybody in the face. How are you not bored? How are you not like, oh God, man, I just shot another person that didn't have anything in their hands. My wiener can't get any smaller. I don't know if I should play something else. DayZ's so boring. This game's so boring. I don't get it. Oh my gosh, chat.
I will say the rant actually it opened my eyes a little bit, because I am that kind of arsehole that will just shoot you if you're at a fireplace.
Now, the thing is, you need to know the loyal patriot. He rants because it's what's expected of him. He wasn't like he said. I actually reached out to him and said, "Do you mind if I use this clip?" And he said, "No, go for it. Just let people know I was bunging it on." So there was definitely frustration, and I 100% agree with what he said. But yeah, it was just, oh my God. Even worse for him was that, like you said, he heard the footstep, but bang, dead.
I get his rant. Like I get it.
Yes.
You know, the reason why he's saying DayZ is so boring, because those people that are just, you know, KOS to a guy whose back is turned without even having a gun are the same people that probably complain about how DayZ is boring.
Yes.
You know, that is in your hands at that point, but that was a hilarious clip. I couldn't do it.
But he is doing amazing, absolutely amazing. And good night, Skull Speeder. Thank you for popping in, buddy. His content, I follow him on Twitter. I'm sub to him on YouTube. He is just like he's managing to evolve. Have you seen his Twitter account?
I haven't, to be honest, no.
Oh,
I don't
my
keep
dear.
up with the low Patriot.
You need to follow him on Twitter. Let me just go to his Twitter account. Look at all the diversification he's got. He's got sponsors now: Memphis Barbecue Supply, G Fuel, Jerky Pro. Oh no, there we go. Twitter. We bought an abandoned cabin. He's just living this dream life out in the wilderness of the US somewhere. And just he's putting the most random stuff.
I swear to God, if he's going to draw penis with that. No, okay. Okay. I'm very surprised. Okay, color me very surprised then. Very nice.
But it's his barbecue stuff that I've been loving the most. There's the he's just a good old boy redneck. But you know, look at him wearing his hunting gear. Photos of his wife. You know, he's got his dog. Sadly, his dog passed away, which was really, really sad to see. But this is the stuff I love. He's just posted so much barbecue on his channel.
Oh, you're a foodie. You're a total foodie.
Oh yeah.
Oh, look at that. Oh.
And
tender.
he's managed to diversify. Now, he was part of the golden age of DayZ. One of the guys, you know, along with Mr. Moon and Jam Jar and Mr. Blackout, and there was the Loyal Patriot, Katie Wolf, and so on. And he's doing better than most of them. And he's diversifying. It's smart. But he's such a nice guy. I'm very, very envious of him. The lifestyle he gets to live, you know, you couldn't live that here in Australia.
No.
You can't show people that at breakfast time, man. Jeez. I've got to fire up my smoker again. I've got one outside, just a little offset. But yeah, I've got to get it going again. But no, I did love that clip, and he's bang on the money. People need to be prepared to take a risk. Yeah, that could have been a great interaction. As it was a Ewer dead screen. And it kind of comes back to last week's topic of, you know, if the gear had been able to be more easily ruined, because that was a shotgun that he shot with, the guy might have maybe been more inclined to actually try to interact with him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, like I said at the start, like it's kind of opened my eyes, because if I see somebody at a fireplace, I would go ahead and just shoot them. But now I think it's more, I'll probably be like, actually like just survey the situation and then maybe hold
Put your
them.
freaking hands up. No, and then you get called an RPer, remember?
Yeah.
Oh shit, yeah, yeah, not allowed to play DayZ. Shit, yeah, sorry, yeah, just point and click
But
kill.
look,
Bud.
you gave them a chance, and if they go, "Oh, you fucking RP," and bang, you're dead. I gave you a chance, but
Yeah, I shot him. Oh,
Yeah.
I for sure shot him.
yeah.
Whatever.
I told him, I was like, dude, I'm trying to give you a chance. Freaking RPer. You're done.
Now, have you guys
Like,
been
you're
playing
the one that-
much experimental? I have, and vanilla DayZ isn't that bad. I
actually
It's
is.
making a return.
The only issue I have with vanilla DayZ is base building. It is shit.
Mm.
Like, I see some really, really decent structures from people, but from when you play on a server where they've got build anywhere, for example, which is great, but it has its issues because then you end up with unrealistic structures. But
Naturally, yeah.
they need to do a massive, massive overhaul of base building. I tried building just locking off one of those little brown double door garages, the one which has only got the one entry, the smaller ones, which you could just drive a vehicle into.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to build a watchtower at the front and turn one of the walls into a gate. Can't do that. Couldn't work out how to attach the wire to it. So then decided, okay, I'll just build out further so I can build a carport, somewhere to put my car. And it just would not let me place the last wall, even though it was on a driveway. And I'm like, what is bugging out here? They've really, really got to do some work on base building in vanilla DayZ. A major overhaul of it. I know a lot of people don't like base building, but base building is here. Base building is one of the more popular aspects of DayZ. They've massively got to overhaul base building in DayZ. It is really, really bad.
I mean, I got to give my love out to the modders for like the place anywhere, build anywhere mods, because that's kind of where it's. If DayZ Bohemia were to implement that in some fashion, now you're looking tons better just in that aspect alone. Like you can't place tents in buildings or something because of some weird geometry thing going on. So yeah, if Bohemia were to implement just those alone. I mean, of course, they need to do more, but that's definitely a great start, I think.
Yeah,
it definitely is. I mean, the whole thing with base building, obviously, it's that end game kind of goal, and if that end game kind of goal for you or your group is just not done in a very, very good way, then what is the point? Like, I want to be able to go off in the woods, or heck, the mountain just outside of Cherno, between Cherno and Electro. It's next to the railway. If there's a hidden area there, it's surrounded by trees. You can just go on there, and you can build a really nice base. Wall it off, get a gate there, brilliant. But you can't really do that properly because of the way that the vanilla base building is. Like, I would love to see, obviously we've got our wood and we've got our metal. I would love to see like more roofing kind of aspects of it. I would love to be able to create a metal ceiling, a metal roof or a wooden roof, or heck, those like big massive plastic sheets that you can just get. I would love to see something like that. It's something just simple, just to plonk up there,
They already have that asset. Look at the watchtower roofs.
Yeah, they have the watchtower, but
that's buildable on its own.
One of the big issues for me is they need to announce snap locking. Building something to try to make a nice, neat structure is absolutely fucking terrible. And like Don is saying, and Mello, you spent all this time building all these walls, and you've almost got your perfect structure, and then the last piece just won't allow you to place it, no matter what you do. And you've just wasted all this time putting all of these things down, and you've only built maybe the one fence kit. Maybe sure you could have built more fence kits, but that takes more resources, more pieces of rope to. I know they're fairly easy things to craft, but when you're on PC, yes, you can go play community consoles that have got expansion mod or base building plus or more doors or something like that. Console players, I don't know how they aren't. They're carrying on about other things. I'm surprised we're not hearing more about base building. Scum is much better though, because at least you can place all the blueprints down up to, I think you can have 11 or 12 blueprints down to see whether it's going to work for you. DayZ, it's pretty much one at a time. And then, you've got to try and place this other one. And if you don't have a gap, especially on vanilla, if someone can peek through that gap and see the back of your wall, they can just easily destroy it. They don't even need to breach it. They don't even need to use grenades. They can just destroy it from being able to see behind the wall. And without being able to snap lock, you can't do it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, I would love to see the base building aspect of DayZ to become much more viable, especially with 1.14. I'm actually probably going to take a look at more vanilla style servers to play on them. And I want to have like the best that it can possibly be, but it just, the DayZ, well, I wouldn't say the DayZ dev team, because I know they know a lot of issues that they would like to work on, but it's just the higher ups. So I would hope the higher ups, they hear us and be like, look, base building needs to be overhauled. It's been virtually exactly the same since it's been first implemented, with a few minor tweaks since then, and it's just not working out, especially for the console players. Try and do these kind of things. I mean, yeah, sure. Like, we can always just, like as you said, Boydie, that the PC community can just play a modded servers. They've got base building plus expansion, base building, place anywhere, build anywhere, stuff like that. But for those of us who don't want to use those mods, who just want to take DayZ in as it's meant to be, how can you really get the most out of it if one of the most critical parts of the game is flawed? Like when base rating, when damage was calculated with each pellet of a buckshot, the Sega became the ultimate base rating tool, because with a fully filled drum mag, you could get in a base instantly, and it's ridiculous. And they need to really.
It needs some love. It needs some.
It does.
It needs a patch. It needs a patch devoted to improving it.
Almost a complete overhaul.
Yes.
Definitely.
Can you guys see Spud's comment? Let's be honest, base building has never been implemented. It's more like they were partway through developing it and dumped what they had into the base game and moved on. Lad, take it away.
I mean, you certainly do get that vibe. With you can only build a fence, a gate, and the watchtower. And I've seen bases where they use constant watchtowers for the roofs, and that's all well and good, but that is so bad in terms of, the items that you need to do the base building and performance. I remember, back in like my old PC, it wasn't the best, but it was okay. I could play DayZ 1080p pretty decently in mid-sentence. But I went to a base. It was actually it was on Blue Waffle Attack Force. That's when I first met Wee Devil. He showed me his base that they had in Severograd, and the top of it was just like the watchtowers. It was just constant, and it was a fucking mess, and it was ridiculous. And I had like 10 FPS, and it's like, they really, really, really need to do something about this to make it more viable for players to do. Like, it's something that I love about the game. I remember when I first done base building, and me and a friend, we built something really fucking cool. To us, it was really, really nice. But it was a shame of like how quickly and easily like people can get in. If somebody has all the time in the world, they can I wouldn't say instantly crack the 3 and 4 digits, but within a few hours, after going through them one by one, we had that situation on New Dawn, people would do it. And it's like, there needs to be more secure ways of securing your base, maybe like just a 5-digit combo code. Something like that. That would be fucking better.
Make it rare, make it a really rare item. But
exactly.
Yeah, something that maybe it's a tier 4 sort of item, used to secure military loot or something like that, and yeah, exactly. And it's like a lot of the game needs to get some love.
definitely agree on, but I think the most important thing, yes, it's great that we're getting new content, we're getting new weapons, we're getting new, abilities those weapons burst fire, we're getting new animations with the bullpup, fantastic. We've got the stealth kill, we've got the toxic cloud, fantastic. It's really, really leading the game into a fantastic place. But when you do all of these things, like your NBC gear, you can't reasonably expect a normal player or a group of players to just have a suit on them at all times. They don't accommodate that. They don't have an item where you can just store the NBC gear. And you can't realistically build a proper secure base because of how vanilla base building is. And it's like, you really, really have to take a look at how base building is. Fine-tune the placement, add the snapping ability, create more structures that you can do for base building, half structures, make it so you can secure a house a lot better, board up doors, board up windows, stuff like that. Make it more viable. And
That's actually a really good idea, boarding up.
Yeah.
That would take 3-4 planks and a couple nails. Yeah, I think that would be awesome.
Someone said they need to speak to those who've made some of the mods. Like more doors is brilliant. It was a bit buggy. I don't know what state it's in now, but it was brilliant. But it'd be great if you could actually just lock down the existing doors. Now, who was it who was working on the mod? It's on the tip. War Dog. I think it was War Dog. Working on a mod for being able to lock existing structures, and then you add on the more doors mod with its barricades and things like that, so people can't just crouch walk through windows and things like that. There's some amazing mods out there, and they need to do something because that really and vehicles are probably the two biggest issues for the game. If they could fix that, because like Spud says, if you look at every other survival game of recent time, the base building is far superior. Scum, Valheim, Deadside, Icarus. In my view, if DayZ gives base building some love, DayZ will simply go through the roof, excuse the pun. It's the one thing that is letting the game down.
Yeah, too right. And we had the DayZ Twitch account here before, so if they're still here, we're saying this out of love and we're saying this out of passion for the game. If the player had more options to do a secure base within a building, which is great, or somewhere out in the woods, like in Livonia, for example, it would be so much better for the vanilla community to have that ability. Even if you just add in some extra assets, I wouldn't say it'll be a quick little patch, yeah, for sure. But, for bases who want to add roofing, like a 2x2 square area of roofing, just a couple of fence posts with some metal sheets, something like that. It doesn't have to be it can just be flat. It can just be something for players to use. Maybe add some barbed wire to it. Maybe you can add some the Christmas lights or something, just to make it more viable, to make it more, I wouldn't say believable, but to immerse yourself in the game a little bit more. That would be really cool. We've got the tripwires, which is really great for base defenses, and I believe we've got that. That's a topic that's coming up. But you're definitely in the right direction on that department. But the actual base building part, again, it needs some really good love, and I think a lot of people in the community know it, but they don't realize it. That's why a lot of communities, modern communities, they just use base building plus or expansion building. Or if they use vanilla base building, they just have the build anywhere, which is great, but at the same time, it really does take you out when you see monolith towers off in the distance at Northwest Airfield or something like that. And it's I don't want to fucking go there,
Get sniped by some bad boy with a Shaytac or something sitting up the top and just sniping everyone who comes along. I don't know whether it would lead to every second building being locked down per se over time, Spud. I look at Scum, and Scum has both options, and most people still prefer to build a standalone structure, maybe around a house or something like that as the central core of it. But for the most part, people prefer to go elsewhere to build their bases because they've got really good base defenses. that work better when you have like a little bit of a maze style entry to the base.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's exactly, and it's like, you know, if you in DayZ you go somewhere and it's got a house in the middle of nowhere, that is the perfect spot because that house could have all of the most essential gear that you've caught and you've got. You can secure it, like, you know, I said, with the windows and the doors and everything like that, and then you have your actual compound, which you can just, you know, with the free part of base building, you can just do whatever you need to do. So you can funnel like raiders into one area so you can catch or whatever. Like, there's so many ideas that players can do if the tools were there for them to utilize, which at the moment is not there. You know, with especially with DayZ, you know, with the complaint that every single house would be locked down. I don't believe that is actually physically impossible on a vanilla server, considering the actual economy. A modded server with like 500 plus loot, maybe, yeah. Like 500% loot, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But with a vanilla server, which is obviously what it caters to, I don't believe that would be possible.
what
And
happened
even
on
so, it's
DayZ
like-
Down Under was most of the main places of interest did get locked down. I do remember it, Spud. Like I was on a crew and we were in the tower in Novi, and we had that locked down with multiple doors and all the rest of it, and each floor was locked off and every room on each floor was locked off, and it would have been an absolute nightmare for someone to try to raid. But yeah, it does come down to, like you said, monitoring the central loot economy, making sure that it's not easy to do, that it's more of a rarity, but that base vanilla base building method needs to be better to encourage people, to reward people for actually building a standalone structure somewhere, or as opposed to locking down existing structures, which is great and more realistic and possibly maybe less intense on server resources. As opposed to these massive, like you said, towers and all the rest of it that just lag the server every time you get within the bubble of it.
I can tell you right now that I will 90% of the time I will lock down an existing building before I build a standalone base. That is just
it's so much easier.
especially since
you can't break through the walls of an existing house.
Exactly. I'm more so of a solo player than I do play with a group, and having all of those resources or collecting all of those resources as a solo player is it's hard. Plain and simple, it's hard, and it shouldn't be easy. Don't get me wrong, it shouldn't be easy, but it's way more logical to lock down an existing building. It's just that's the nitty gritty.
Too, right?
Yeah,
exactly. And it's like, the best place to like if you're in a big group, the best place to build in is a school. But with the current way that base building is, vanilla base building, yes, it's somewhat easy to set it up, but fuck me, is it hard to keep it actually reinforced in the performance around the area. Like, you get in that network bubble, you know for a fact that somebody's based in a school when your FPS drops from like 80 to 40. And it's like,
one of the interesting things they do on Scum is they actually have bases start to deteriorate over time. Once you've got walls up, it's not just a case of set and forget they're there forever until someone knocks them down. You actually have to maintain your base. As you can imagine, you would have to do IRL and use toolkits to repair the individual walls. Now, you can go to the flag and repair everything as a game mechanic to make it easier. But I like that aspect as well, because the bigger your base, the more resources you need to continuously maintain it, which I thought was an amazing little mechanic for the game. But we talk about the negative side of it, but there's some positive sides to the vanilla version of the game. I've just been enjoying the simplicity of it.
Oh, yes. Too right. Yeah, like you play modded servers for so long, and as somebody who develops for a modded server, you lose sight of what the original game is aiming for. And so going back to playing experimental to take in this new content, it's been an experience, actually. Like, it reignites a little part of what DayZ is supposed to be, for at least for myself. And the game's a lot more unpredictable, because with a modded server, you know what to expect. You know what's going to fucking happen. With a vanilla server, fuck knows. Like in the last stream I had, I was playing on the Living XDead server. I had a helicopter crash just outside Pavlovo, so I went to it, and with it being so far on the coast, I didn't fucking, especially where it was, I didn't really expect anyone to be there, and I got into a gunfight with somebody there. And yeah, sure, it's like expected to be a helicopter crash, but not so far in the or so close to the coast, and it was like. It was fucking great, and I didn't actually realize exactly where I was until I found out where I was, and I was like, "What the fuck's a helicopter crash doing this far down south? And why the fuck is anybody down at this part?" Obviously, yeah, you got your toxic zone, but even so, it's like with a modded server, it's like
I definitely feel like with the modded servers, we're spoiled. Like we've been spoiled.
Oh, too right.
So
Too
yes.
fucking right.
Going from a modded to a vanilla feel or plain vanilla, will definitely knock you back a peg or two. It'll make you realize what you've taken for granted.
Yeah, too fucking right. Especially with like weapon choice and clothing
Yes.
choice and everything like that.
Weapon choices, clothing choices.
I do
maps,
miss
building,
Windstride's clothing mod. I do miss it because of my hat and his shamags and stuff. I do miss those. I do think DayZ could add some more clothing choices, but I just enjoyed the simplicity of especially with regards to the weapons. You know what each weapon does. I do agree with Spud. They used to have it auto run. They need to add it back.
No, I mean, actually, yes, okay. I wouldn't use it, but I mean, on XTK, we've had people complain that there's no auto run, and we always use the same argument. If your finger's hurting from holding down Shift and W for so long, you need to go to the doctors to get your hands checked out, because that's just fucking stupid. That's the kind of mentality we have. But
I just recently started getting into the auto run, like getting pampered by it. Like, all right, here, let me do that. Let me crack my knuckles or something. So I find that argument very true. That's funny.
But at the same time, when you're using auto run, like every time I've used auto run, I get my phone out, I lose my guard, and you kind of lose your sense of security. Well, you get a sense of security. It's just like as auto run, nothing's gonna fucking happen, and then all of a sudden, because you're not paying attention.
I get stuck in trees whenever I use auto run.
Or like Mr. Big says, over a cliff you go. But Michael has hit the nail on the head. 1.14 experimental has reminded me why I love DayZ. I 100% agree. I've just had so much fun. Yes, 1.14 experimental is bringing in the toxic zones, a massive shift of what DayZ is about. But I've just had the most. Like I was driving the other day, I found all the parts I needed to get a truck working that I found, and I went driving, and I was just following the roads, and there was a toxic cloud over the road, so I had to go off road to get around the toxic cloud, and it was just like, what a great patch this is. It's just mixing things up. I hadn't even considered the impact on people with vehicles where, we'll go this way. Oh, shit, there's a toxic cloud. So now I've got to go off-road, and vehicles being as janky as they are, it's always a risk. Yes. I was just in a Saka as well, which isn't the best off-road. And I'm cutting through trees and making my way slowly down the side of a hill. And
exactly.
Then I get there and the truck was fucking gone. I was pissed off about that. But it's just it's amazing. I'm so impressed with DayZ right now. The vanilla version, the guns. Yes, it'd be nice if there was more, but it's a nice balance. Is that you, Spud? Did you move that truck from the? Because I parked it at the I parked it at the petrol station just north of Zelenogorsk. And I was like, yeah, I'll get that fucking truck. And I go there and it's fucking gone. And now I'm driving around trying to find another truck.
But, I mean, DayZ has definitely...
Just going to go to the toilet.
Yeah, for sure. It really has changed how I feel about the game. and the experiences now that it'll offer. Like, yeah, sure, you go to a static toxic zone, and you obviously you have to be very careful of your equipment, your filters and whatnot. And when it comes to modding, that's going to be fucking great. I can't wait for that. But now that you're timed when you go to these zones, or if you have the gear to go to a dynamic one, yeah, that's perfectly fine. But now you got the case of, is there anybody going to be waiting for me for when I leave? And stuff like that. And it's like,
I have such poor situational words, situational awareness that I'm gonna die so much. I see it, man. I'm gonna die so much due to these toxic zones. I am excited. I am ready for
trust
my
me,
stream to see me kind of rage.
They
because
so
I forgot about my
fun.
boots or forgot about my cartridges or something ridiculous.
They made this. The amount of times I've went to a static zone without my shoes, like I've had marks and I've had DOG fucking shout and scream at us that I've forgotten my shoes, and it's like, oh shit, all right, sorry lads, fuck me. And I remember one time, my audio cuts out because I got custom software. It cut out while I was in a static zone, and I didn't realize my filter had run out. So I was just walking around and I was just like trying to search for stuff, whereas my character was just straight up fucking dying and choking to death. And I was like, oh shit. Until I checked my messages and I just saw DOG of like 20 messages saying filter. And I'm like, okay, I think there's something wrong with me filter. I'm not too sure though. But no, 1.14, it's an absolutely fantastic update. They've changed so many ways, and they've just changed how you play the game with such a simple, I would say simple addition. It's really not, but with such an addition to the game, you really have to be more wary about what you're doing, because now not only do you have to be wary of players and infected, now you've got to listen for those airstrikes. And if it's nighttime, the choppers. And the choppers, yeah. And like if it's nighttime and you see that flare go off, you better start fucking running, boy.
I really like that audio for those airstrikes. I really do that. Or artillery, I should say. I wouldn't call it an airstrike, but I really like that, actually.
They do need to do something with the daytime, and I do like the feedback I've been seeing about if you have a radio and you have it on, just say on the default 87.8 channel, like a klaxon alarm sounds, if you're in the vicinity of where the airstrike is going to be. Maybe not even a recorded message per se, but just a klaxon alarm. And it gives you a warning, because the flares are hard to see during the day, and it doesn't leave you a lot of time if the first you know of it is the round going off over the top of you. You're in a world of hurt.
Because it's like 40 seconds or something like that you have to get out of there. Something like that. That's the number I've seen pop around when it comes to it. But yeah, there definitely needs to be something for daytime, because nighttime, even with the flare, the connotations of it actually being the artillery or just a player fucking around, that's still even better, because like what if you are a player and you are fucking around, you shoot a flare up into like Zelenogorsk, and somebody else doesn't hear the flare go off, but they see it, they think, oh shit, a fucking artillery's coming. And it's like, that's so funny. That's funny to me, because it's like, you're scaring the shit out of other players in the area, and heck, you might have somebody else who's scouring the outskirts of the town to see if anybody runs out, and if they do, bang, they're dead.
I can't wait to see a video of someone trolling people with the flare gun, and making them all think that an artillery strike's coming in on them.
I wonder.
I hope that this patch kind of revives some of the feelings that I had when I first started playing DayZ. Yeah. When I first started playing DayZ, nighttime would scare the living piss out of me. I was scared, man. I'm not afraid to admit it. All right, it scared me. The game was scary. Now it's not so scary, but maybe with these flares and words again, artilleries, I might find myself getting a little timid again. And that's something I'm really looking forward to. I really am. That is. Hope so.
They just need to
the
keep
only
it up.
thing
They're
that-
killing it at the moment.
They actually are. And, when it comes to close to Christmas time, when that 1.15 update comes out, because, DayZ, if you're still watching with 1.15, take your goddamn time. Take your time to make it as best as you possibly can for this final update for the year.
Yeah.
And because with 1.13, yeah, it was a average patch, but 1.14, oh my god, they're still watching.
DayZ is always watching. DayZ is always watching, my friend.
Oh my god, they're watching me. But no, seriously, like, keep it up.
And I remember in the beginning of the
Halloween.
year that they said that this year was going to be huge for DayZ.
It
Mhm.
actually
that.
is.
And it has
actually is.
been. It actually has been. So
Mhm.
Oh,
good
yes.
job
Like,
on
it's-
keeping your word there, DayZ. Good job. on
Halloween in
keeping your word.
between. Time to be scared yet. Yeah, they still got to do. They usually always do something for Halloween.
Don't do not fucking tease me like that, because now I'm going to be like, oh my god, is there going to be an update for Halloween? It's like, no, of course the fucking isn't.
Now, speaking of updates, FoxTrot, you do your
Yes.
edited videos, mate. Did you check this out?
So I haven't checked it out, but I'm in the middle. I'm actually I want to say about 80% done with this video I'm working on. And this is what I want to check out. I want to check out this online community cinematic thing. I know JLK is huge on his cinematics, right? So
Yes.
I know that this is going to be blow your socks off kind of thing. I want to test it out. I haven't tested it yet, so knowing JLK and Inclement Dab, it's a banger.
It will
It's
be.
a banger.
It will be.
So,
Just a great little addition because Simple Cinematics. I've always looked in awe at Fubar Bundy's, where he'd do that the aerial shot and come down to behind the player. I saw Prestige did it the other day as well. It's just absolutely awesome that they're doing little. I like that chicken nuggets workshop as well. I did like that. But
Yeah, that's
something
his
to
name.
make it more entry level for everyone to lift their game. 100% behind that. Just a reminder to everyone as well. I want to. No, it doesn't look like he's got the link to.
You're looking at trying to find his donation link. Yeah, it's
Clement Dab
Patreon.
does have a Patreon. The guy does so much for the community. If you've got a few bucks spare, consider supporting him on Patreon, along with not just him, but to most of them out there. There's some amazing people out there doing some awesome work. I do like the tiers on his red tier, crouton tier, stuffed pizza crust tier. So yeah,
I like that. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, there's some very creative modders out there, very imaginative and just talented, honestly. So
Mm-hmm.
Oh
I
god, yeah.
agree with that.
But no, that was just a very, very good little tier. Sorry, not tier. Mod to make things better for the modding community out there. For the content creation community out there to be able to do those nice flash little intros. But yeah, I did want to come back to this point. We touched on it before, but Twitch Prime, guys. Set yourself a reminder on your phone if you've got Amazon Prime and you're using Twitch Prime on your favorite creator. It really is average that Twitch does not give people reminders when your Twitch Prime sub is about to expire. We talked a bit earlier about the stresses of being a content creator, and
Yes.
Twitch Prime is a great way for you to be able to get access to Prime Video, Amazon Prime, free shipping and all the rest of it. But it also gives you that free sub, and that $2.50 or $3 or $5 or however much they get could mean the world to that content creator that you're doing. But Twitch really needs to lift its game with doing this for their content creators, because these people, I replied to it. They kind of misunderstood my point of view when I replied, but Twitch uses this as a feeder to get people to sign up for their Prime program, which gets them a monthly income. So they need to remember that the people who are pushing people signing up to Twitch Prime to get that so-called free sub, they rely on that income, and they need to do more to support their content creators. Twitch does. So find this tweet from the Running Man. I'll share it and give us some traction. I don't know whether he tagged Twitch. No, I don't know why he didn't. Maybe he's worried about them getting angry at him or something. But retweet it, tag him. Let them know that it's not acceptable. The pressures it places on people is just insane. With their financial security, not knowing what their monthly check is going to be until they get it. It's pretty hard. It's pretty fucking hard on people.
It really is.
Yeah, they shouldn't make it harder than it needs to be. Honestly, they should just. How hard is it to send a notification out? Hey, your Twitch Prime is running.
Yep, the same as they do for the paid subs. They should do it. Surely it can't be difficult to implement. They do it already for paid subs. Your sub's expiring in X amount of days or whatever. They should do it for the Twitch Prime as well. But will we see a change in them? I don't know. But yeah.
Only time can tell.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Cooking
grenades. This one frustrates me. The grenade tripwires. I fucking love them. I've said for ages that we needed a way to defend your bases better and things like that. But I'm hearing that people are taking the pin out of grenades, putting the pin back in, and it's cooked off part of the time, and then they're putting it onto the tripwire, and it's almost an insta-death. That's not how grenades work, DayZ.
Didn't Rav do a video on cooking grenades? I believe he did a while back. I love that. That is so brilliant. If you have the mental note to be able to cook a grenade, put the pin back in, and arm something with it.
But it frustrates me because that's not how grenades work.
It's actually not. See, that's it. That's not how grenades work. Like, even in DayZ, though.
No, I know that's not how grenades work. But I'm just saying, if you have that mental note, kudos to you, dude. I can't be mad for you playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
especially like if feature is there, then people are going to use it. But when it comes down to it, though, it's a very strange issue because when you unpin the grenade in DayZ, it doesn't actually go off in your hand because
you're holding the handle in.
Exactly, you're holding the spoon.
Holding it. So when you drop it, when you throw it, then obviously it's going to go off. So when people are saying like they unpin the grenade, then pin it, then put it in, and then it instantly blows off. I know DayZ has already said that is how it's meant to be. I love you guys, but that is. No, that's an exploit waiting to happen. And in fact, people are already exploiting it, and you've added such a fantastic feature back into the game that players have been asking for. And
you know what they could do to compromise it? You know what they could do to compromise it? They could have your normal grenades, which are more common, which are on a timer, and then they could implement a fused instantaneous grenade. I'm not even sure if that exists. I've got a vague recollection that it may, but one that is designed to be used on a booby trap, or maybe it's got an extremely short timer. It's a different model grenade. It's rare as hen's teeth, maybe only drops and, chopper crashes and tier 4 toxic zones and stuff like that. And if you find them, you can use those on your booby traps so that they go off instantaneously when the person trips the grenade, but not allow every grenade in the game. Because let's face it, having played a bit of experimental, grenades are pretty fucking common. They're not a rare item by any stretch of the imagination. And it's borderline, they fixed the issue that I was always complaining about with landmines. If you're at full health, a landmine won't kill you. It'll really fuck you up, but it won't kill you. Grenades, though, will kill you, as they should.
Yeah.
So correct me if I'm wrong, and I very well may be wrong on this, but a claymore explosive works off a tripwire.
No.
Kind of.
No. Claymores work off of a clacker. Which is they're a command detonated item. You put a fuse into the top of the claymore. Now, this is the traditional way to use them. You can, if you've got the right equipment, rig them up so that it could work off of a tripwire, that a tripwire activates the fuse or the detonator and sets it off. But your traditional claymore, the packaging it comes with, is just the clacker and the claymore, and then you need to have a detonator and the relevant cord, whether it be you use an
electric circuit, right?
Yes, you use an electrical det usually for a claymore.
Yeah.
You could use a non-elect det and just have it set off of a fuse that you lit and it goes off, but that kind of defeats the purpose. The claymore is not a mine per se, but it's a command detonated weapon that's generally used for ambushes or for defensive positions, so that when the enemy are at a certain point, you grab the clacker and you 1, 2, 3. Usually it goes off on the first one, but you pump it 3 times because the clacker is generating the electrical impulse to send to the electrical detonator.
Well, the reason why I bring that up is because I think that would be a pretty cool explosive implementation.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
No matter how you build it, whether it's unrealistic with like a tripwire or with a clacker on the realistic end, I think for defense purposes, that would be a really cool implementation. So
too right. Yeah, but I mean, when going back to the actual situation with the grenades and the tripwires, it's like, yes, it's such a fantastic addition, like I said, but the dev team or whoever made that design choice is definitely, I don't want to sound like too much of a cock, but you've definitely shot yourself in the foot if you think that that's the best way to go about it, because people's just like when you go over trip mine or tripwire, you have, as Boydie you showed last weekend, you can just crouch or you and you can get past it. That's perfectly fine. Great, you've already got a way to avoid it. But when you accidentally trip over it, you should still have a chance to get away from it, and that goes to any kind of like attachment that you can put on the tripwire. You should be able to get away from it, like flashbangs. You should have the opportunity to try and at least get away from that, because even when it does go off, there's an audio cue for when you've gone through it. You've got an animation when you stumble when you go through it. People can still ambush you, but when you have grenades that instantly go off, it's like, that's just unfair on the end user, the end player. You should still have an opportunity to get out of that situation. Because
I'd like it if they added an interesting mechanic, such as if you trip it and then hold shit, lay down, you get less of a blast. Because grenades generally do tend to funnel upwards. There's still some that goes out, but maybe less damage if you have the presence of mind to lay down when you've tripped a tripwire.
That would.
I definitely see what you're coming from. Because just being on the receiving end of something like that would be rage inducing.
Yes.
That said, as a defensive item, I don't have an issue with an instantaneous grenade.
No.
That's why I think it'd be great to use make a rarer grenade that is instantaneous or has a 1 second fuse or something like that, as opposed to the traditional 4 to 5 second fuse that most grenades have.
Definitely rare.
Explosive device.
like a nail bomb.
Like just something like if
they've got a cooking pot in the game.
Yeah.
exactly. You easily could like just make some kind of IED connected to your tripwire, and it's like that would be a really good alternative to a grenade. It's like, yes, you have to spend a bit more time and resources to make it, but it instantly goes off. You're satisfying those kind of players that use that mechanic. But if you have a grenade, and it's like you're satisfying both parties in that case, it's like that you're still able to use the tripwire as intended, but as a player you still have the opportunity to get away from it.
I think they should work more on the stealth takedown animations. I agree as well, but I've heard they are. They're doing new animations for different weapons. Scotty, yes, but that's not how grenades work IRL. Once you pull the pin on the grenade and you're holding it in your hand, you're still holding the lever that basically holds the activator. That once that activator flips over, it strikes the detonator in the top of the grenade, or the fuse in the top of the grenade, which starts the fuse, which heads down to the detonator, which sets the grenade off. You could pick up a grenade, but you cannot turn it off. There's not an on-off switch for. There may be grenades that exist nowadays that I'm not aware of, but the traditional grenades do not work that way.
No, they don't. Exactly.
And
like once you've let go of it, that's it.
Yeah.
Time to duck.
It's nobody's friend. Once that lever has flown off, it is nobody's friend. You chuck it towards the bad guys and hope to God. Yeah.
And as well, Enoch, on the YouTube chat, there's no date right now. Could be this week, could be next week. Who knows? We'll find out. When
I'm actually liking that they're taking their time because it's such an important patch. It's such an important patch. They need to make sure they've got it. Because quite usually it's been only 1 to 2 weeks, and now we're past 2 weeks since this one's dropped. So it says to me that they're really working on the fine tuning, the intricacies of this toxic cloud and the FAMAS, and I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, hopefully when they drop it, they don't have too many hot fixes for it. Hopefully it can just run smooth. I appreciate that they're taking their time,
especially as it's probably the biggest update for console as well. They really want to make sure this one hits the console crowd as a winner. They don't want to score an own goal on this one.
No, exactly. And like I said, everything that they've done for this patch has been absolutely wonderful. It's been great. I haven't been personally affected by the tripwire situation. I've only heard about it from Mike Doherty and whatnot. But that is probably one of the very few negative things I can think of with this patch. And if the dev team do listen and they are able to change that, that would be absolutely bloody fantastic. And it will go to prove more that they are listening to us, which is great, which is what to know that they are listening and they understand. So that would be fantastic. But 1.14 has been an absolute stunning update. Keep it up and just like we said, just take your time with it. Don't rush it. That's the one thing. Like, I know there's a lot of pressure you guys get, and you get a lot of flack from people who like, "Oh, fix your fucking game, fix the cars." Oh my god! But when it comes down to it,
Michael, I just saw Michael's comment as well. I'm kind of with you. I've got a character on the DayZ Down Under server. I've got 2 Lars or 2 Fowls. I've got a FAMAS. I've got so much stuff. I'm kind of. I said to Spud, I'm dreading when it goes stable because I'm just enjoying running around and finding chopper crashes. And it's you said before, FoxTrot, about how it doesn't have a truck. That's because you fucking stole it, you bastard. I don't have NVGs either because some fucker KOS'd me at a checkpoint as well. I was running around trying to find tyres, and I get back in and I got KOS. Who KOS's on experimental unless you've got a FAMAS and you want to see how well it works? But you said before, FoxTrot, about how you hope this one brings back a bit of the initial thrill of DayZ. It has for me. Like I said, I'm loving the 1.14, and I'm really enjoying the base game again for what it is. Yes, it's still not perfect. What game is, though? I've talked about Scum a few times. Scum still has some major fucking issues. All games do. What game is perfect? Barring Tetris. Tetris is the perfect game.
Not wrong.
Well,
Not fucking
can't
wrong.
fix it. But lately, DayZ has been giving me that gratification that I was talking about earlier. I've been more happy with the game in the last couple weeks than I have been in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Too right.
Whether that be because of the modded server I'm on, or the way that DayZ devs are handling it, or the community, or just whatever it is, I'm not sure, but I have been enjoying it a lot more lately.
Question for you, being that you're a bit of a PvPer. Excuse the off-topic question, but is the drop shot and roll as much of a thing on PC as it is on PlayStation? I think it is. I think I know what he's talking about, and I think I've seen a lot of people do it.
I definitely lead with my shots. Like for a moving target, yes, I definitely lead with my shots. For a
but I think he's talking about when you hit the ground and roll over, and basically change your profile that you're shooting from.
Does the bullet drop affect from
not bullet drop?
It's not bullet.
He's talking about when you're running along, you see, and maybe like someone's behind you, you hit the ground, go into the rolling position, into the prone position, and then roll over and shoot from on the ground to make a smaller target.
Yeah, I know exactly what he's talking about. Yeah, it's kind of a thing. What I mostly see that on is like deathmatch servers, V++, stuff like that. That's what I mostly see it on, and I laugh because I'm a horrible shot anyway. I'm gonna shoot at your feet, so roll all you want.
Yeah, I know certain servers actually ban. Like if you're caught doing that, you get banned because it's an explosive. Really?
Yeah,
okay, yeah, that's exactly what he was talking about. Yeah, the snaky move. Yep. Hey, Rag Tyson, how you doing? I saw Cinnamon in here as well. Shout out to both of them. Cinnaman's actually making me watch and enjoy console DayZ. Him and his crew that he rolls with are fucking hilarious. Definitely check the guy out. Chuck him a follow, folks. Even if you're a PC master race, they're just. I've been watching some of the videos they've released, and they're fucking hilarious. They got into a gunfight on Livonia. Oh my fucking god, it was so funny. So funny. And yeah, Vicky, there is a flare over the area before the toxic rocket arrived. One guy said we talked about that earlier, that there would definitely be, it would definitely be worthwhile if it encouraged people to have a radio and have that radio turned on as well, which could open up to more interactions as well. So I think that is a must do. For DayZ, that they implement some sort of klaxon alarm. Doesn't even need to be a voice of someone announcing it. Just if you're in the area where the strike is going to hit, a klaxon alarm sounds on the radio. I know it's not very realistic, but it just gives you that little bit of an advance warning at the same time as the flare comes, because during the day, it's nigh on impossible to see that flare. Nighttime, it's creepy as fuck. It's awesome. It's awesome. Absolutely fucking awesome.
I need to find a fucking vanilla type server that actually has the dark and night setting, because I hate playing on the normal night setting. Yeah, I hate the nightlight. I hate the personal fucking nightlight on servers, and that's on vanilla. That's one thing I don't like. Is that at nighttime you get that little glow like you're fucking Edward from the fucking Twilight series or whatever.
No, yeah, that glow was weird. I remember when they first implemented that. That was weird.
Yeah. Now we talked about base building already. Please do a base building patch. But the one shared a post on. Sorry, not the one. No one. The past 2 years at DayZ has had the most competent dev team to work on the game in a very long time. Great job. I wanted to talk about this because I do not disagree, but even Call Me Rive expanded on it. I think Adam and the team, I don't think anyone could have done better than them, but I think Adam's kind of been lucky in that he didn't have to deal with the problems of the past. Like Call Me Rive expanded on, the team that built the Infusion engine was competent as well. It was a ton of work, but was almost invisible for users since you cannot present the new engine bit by bit. They basically replaced the engine on the fly. I don't know if it's ever been done before. I said, I think the challenges they all faced over different periods impacted what we saw as the end product, but there is no doubting Adam and the team are fucking killing it. People have got to remember, this game has come a long fucking way. And what we're seeing now is they're down to almost a fine tuning. There's still some core elements like base building, like vehicles, even PvP. I hear people talk about a lot that need a lot of work on them, but we've got a pretty decent, stable core version of the game. We never had that in the past. There was some massive changes. So that was more why I wanted to talk about this topic. What do you guys think about it?
I think they need to implement the feet on the cars. That needs to happen. Did you guys see that tweet?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
It took us a minute to think about like what the feet and cars.
I saw the gears turning in your head. Like, what are you talking about? No, I joke, of course. No, I agree with you. There's a lot of fine tuning that they need to do now, but as far as like the core aspects, there's not a whole mess of things. I mean, there's still a few things like your cars, your base building. Some of your hitboxes I've seen are kind of wonky. Some other aspects of like the sicknesses they need to kind of, but that's part of fine tuning, I would say. The sickness is part of fine tuning. But yeah, no, I wholeheartedly agree with you on that they're getting closer and closer to a really polished game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a complete game. Yeah.
I think when it comes down to it, the only thing, without adding brand new content that we've never seen before, the thing that the DayZ dev team, if they are given permission by the higher ups, because as we all know, it's not them that makes the decisions for what comes out in the new patch. It's the people in the high positions than them who tells them this is what you need to focus on, kind of thing. But
as they say, shit rolls downhill.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Once the vehicles have been quote unquote fixed, once the networking side of the game has been fine-tuned to the point where vehicles work really, really well, given the various different networking conditions, and they bring back all the missing content, especially the weapons and the melee weapons and whatnot from alpha into this full game.
Bring back bows.
Especially the bows, yes. Non-ironically, bring back the bows. DayZ would probably be in the best place it could ever be.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of vanilla, not in terms of modding, not in terms of consoles, but in just terms of absolute what DayZ originally represents. In terms of all the content that I had in 0.62, and now all the extra content that we've had from 0.63 and onwards, and the advancement of the Infusion engine. And maybe, I don't know, maybe if there's going to be a kind of project where we get like a DayZ 2, but maybe it's ported over again to the full Infusion engine, but make sure that as much stuff as possible actually does get ported over literally 1-to-1, if that's ever possible. I know you guys had a lot of issues with it, as is very, 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 very well fucking known. But DayZ, as we always say, it's never been a better position, but it's still going to get better.
Yes.
And once you guys, you convince the higher ups somehow where all the old content can be brought back, where we can get that, like the rack, the Red 9, we can get the MP with the
I'd forgotten about the Red 9.
The stripper clips, all those kind of stuff. Once we can get those back into the game with the advancements that we have now, DayZ would probably, it will be the absolute best survival game you can possibly play.
Mm-hmm.
And it's only going to get better if Bohemia Interactive allows it to be. Yes, sure, the modding support is there, but when the actual game is continuing to get development, when it's continuing making advancements,
I feel like they've had a turnaround, mate. I feel like they've had a
They-
turnaround
mate,
and they're investing into the
honestly,
game
yes.
again.
They absolutely have like had a turnaround. When like
Do you want to know my conspiracy theory why?
was-
Do you want to know my conspiracy theory why? Armour 4 has been delayed, and they need to keep that cash coming in, and DayZ is a winner. That's my theory. That's my conspiracy theory. I need to get myself a tinfoil hat that I can grab and go, it's time for Boydie's
Oh my
conspiracy
God.
theory. Here's my
Give me-
tinfoil hat.
I want a tinfoil hat. I was going to say I want a tinfoil hat emoji, but you cannot now. but like, yes, I mean, from 0.63, whereas it was an absolutely fantastic update, it was such a poor update. Like, yes, we got the new engine, but we lost so much in the process.
Yes.
And the original team who made that engine, absolutely hold them in high regard, so
Yep.
much respect. They
Fucking
faced a
oath.
lot of shit. And the new
Eugen,
team that's
Brian,
faced
fucking Peter, all the rest of them.
everyone.
They're all fucking legends, and they just didn't get to do the glory. They didn't get to do the money shot. Adam and the team are
is a
fucking
shame.
killing it, though, and they're not just resting on their laurels, though, and that's why they should be saluted. We're not downplaying what they say. They're fucking killing it with what they're doing. Absolutely
They
fucking
actually
killing it.
are, and it's like, and the one thing that I really like about the current team is, especially with Scotty, with someone who's in charge of like the PR aspect of things. It's like, well, community side of things is that they are actually in touch with the community. Samrak, he's good friends with a lot of people in the modding community. That they're very open to criticism. They always listen and they're always upfront about things. Like, and you see Scotty stream now, which is fucking
I
fantastic.
love watching
And,
him stream. He's a good PvPer as well.
Is he? I wouldn't know. He plays on console, so I automatically. No, but
Oh,
seriously though, it's like I know I've talked on, mattered on enough about this topic, but the current team, whereas all the shit they have faced in the past couple of years, you guys keep fucking doing it. You're doing so fucking amazingly. And
Yeah,
again,
amen.
I can't wait to see what else you guys come up with. I saw Brian Hicks. He made a tweet.
He
when
was
the
so
Toxic Zone
excited
first
about that, wasn't he?
He was so happy. Yeah, if I remember rightly, he did not believe that was ever going to be
Yeah,
possible.
he thought they'd given up on it.
Now it is.
He thought they'd given up, and he was so excited to see it.
Yeah. And exactly, it's like, and he's not the only person excited. So, and
Mm-hmm.
DayZ dev team, fucking love you guys. You've been, again, like we said, you're absolutely killing it. Bring back Bulls.
Now, speaking of
Bring back
loving
those.
them, I want to give them a shout out for what they have agreed to do with us. Now, it's not 100% ironclad, folks. This is going to be totally dependent on their workload and their availability. But in the podcast Discord, which if someone could post a link to, it's discord.gg/878survivorfm. We've got a nice vanity link now. But you can actually submit questions. We've got a thread, and we will use a thread for this, where people can, I'm just going to bump it because it expires after 7 days so that we don't get clogged up. But you can go in and you can lodge a question, and Scotty will go through this channel and see what is the most pressing question, but not just the most pressing question, but what is the most likely that he can give us an update on. And they will either, Scotty will record something, or he'll send us a written statement where we can answer a specific question. So you need to keep it not just a one post with a dozen questions in it, one question per post. And then if you like that post, go and tick the, I've got to set it up so that it automatically reacts to everything. That's something I'll get around to doing hopefully this week. But like we've got a question that's got 8 votes from Luke. Will soft skills be making a comeback, and will we be getting a larger soft skill base? For example, sickness, immune, cold tolerance. Then a massive one there from Mike Doherty. About the very first score, there's one with 10.
We've absolutely had amazing questions being posted.
Yeah.
So guys, get involved. This is your chance to get your voice really, really heard. A direct line, so to speak, with the DayZ dev team. Scotty, he's been doing absolutely fantastic work in the community side of things, so it's been absolutely fantastic. they're allowing us to have this opportunity. So get involved, get your questions. If it's a good question, you'll know about it. If it's a shit question, again, you'll know about it.
Don't do negative reactions. We don't want negative reactions. This is a positive thing. We don't want you putting X that you don't care about it. I couldn't give a shit if you don't care about it. What we want to know about is what people do care about. Because then, Twitter can be quite toxic. The DayZ dev team put a post up and it's fucking instantly spammed with fix cars, fix your fucking game, whatever. Our community is a lot more positive. And what we want to know about is, I like you, my side's question. As the team is now expanding, how does 2022 look for DayZ? I would love to know what.
Brilliant question.
I would love to know that, and 14 people have agreed with that. They want to know it. So, if we're really lucky, we might get the answers to a few questions. If we're unlucky, because I imagine, especially when they've got a patch coming, it's going to be hard to get them time. But if we put them all in one place, it's somewhere for them to be able to scroll through and see, oh yeah. So the more of you that get in here and just vote on or upload questions, the better it is. Who knows? They might actually answer Mackay's question. It's only got 2 votes on it. Is it possible to get permission from BI to unbinarize models and edit them and binarize them again? Something that I imagine the map makers and the modders would like to know. But yeah, there's so many questions in here. Look at that, folks. It is fucking massive. And they're all, pretty much on different topics as well.
Yes,
So
there's a lot of stuff there to unpack. There's a lot of stuff there that we could potentially know about. So any questions that you really, really feel like should get some kind of response, or maybe just something that you're really, really passionate about and you want to ask about, do it. Just go ahead and do it. You've got nothing to lose. The worst possible thing that can happen is your question doesn't get answered.
it could be a hard-hitting question.
Really
Just don't be a cunt about it. If you're being a cunt about it, we'll delete your question and kick you from the Discord. But it can be a hard-hitting question.
I wouldn't mind a 2022 roadmap for the game.
Would be good.
That would be awesome.
Roadmap, the dirty word in the DayZ dev team.
We don't say that word here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What's Just a Cook saying? DayZ is also a massive game with so many unique features from people, from watching the people play the Arma 2 mod, then Xbox and now PC. The game has gone through so many improvements, changes. 1.14 patch has been so cool, and will add another level to the game. Can't wait for the bows. Love the podcast, boys. Thanks. Thank you so much, Just a Cook. And guys, the little comments like that, whether it be on the YouTube videos or here in chat, they mean the fucking world to us. This is a passion project. Like this morning, I slept in again. I get up uber fucking early, but I have to acknowledge Scotty's comment. What's a roadmap? Don't worry, Scotty. If you don't know, you don't want to know. You don't want to know.
It's fine. Don't
it's a
worry.
PTSD-inducing term for a dev of any game, I think.
Heck, even the fucking community gets flashbacks of that. Don't worry about
Yeah.
it.
The roadmap.
But
Oh
honestly,
my fucking
guys,
god.
like Bodhi said, that comment it means a lot, especially for somebody like me who's been as a host for the past couple of months, and it's been like I just want to take this time out just because of that comment, if you don't mind, Bodhi.
Go for it.
Just a couple of minutes. It's like I started streaming because of 1.14. I actually started streaming again, and I've had a couple of people that regularly come into the chat for the podcast, and they come into my chat, and they said they've absolutely loved the way that I my presence on the podcast, how they seem, they say that I'm genuine and, I'm honest and,
What, so they're saying I'm not genuine?
Well, I'm just kidding.
Fucking bastards. but it's been so amazing to have people being so welcoming of me, who's a relatively unknown person in the community. It's been absolutely wonderful. And, I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I love the lot of you. I really, really do. And I hope to, I am going to fucking stay around. You're not getting rid of us now. It's too fucking late. But it's been absolutely wonderful. So thank you for the opportunity. And, I hope you guys keep continuing to watch us. And yeah, that's me being all mushy. That's all done. If you want more of that, full
Mate,
homo.
but there's one of the things I love about the podcast is it's great when we get a big name guest on, a Gecko Fish and the likes of that, and Boobar Bundy and Lax Hawthorne and all the rest of it. But I love the fact that we get to shine the spotlight on the lesser known people like you, FoxTrot, people like, I'm lesser known. We've only got a couple of thousand. I think I set up a new thing in the Discord. So we've got 574 people in the Discord, 509 of who are community. Got 299 followers on Twitch, 2,590 on YouTube, and 1,030 on Twitter. So yeah, we're slowly getting there, but it is what it is. This show gets to shine the spotlight on some of the smaller names in the community who are doing just as much work, if not more work. Here's to bigger and better things, especially for you, Foxtrot.
It is truly an honor, and I can't thank you guys enough for having me on. It's been it's been really fun for me. I enjoyed the conversations. You guys are very intelligible and honest people, and honestly, you can't ask for much more. So
it's why we do the show, mate. Get guests on. It gives us different points of view.
And to your guys' chat as well for listening to me complain and rant and go on, and
that's the beauty of it, though. That's the beauty of it.
It's humbling, it really is, and I do mean it when I say thank you guys for having me on.
Happy to have you, mate. Happy to have you.
Exactly. Honestly, anybody that comes onto the show, as long as the sound as fuck is out, it's been an absolute pleasure. And FoxTrot, I can't wait for more content that you produce on both of your channels. And I hope you keep in touch, and I hope you come back on again soon.
We're not finished yet. We're not finished yet. Stop with the winding up.
I know that. I'm just being nice, Boydie. Don't worry. It's okay.
Now we've got a couple of mods to shout out. Snafu Weapons.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Yes. Right. Snafu is probably one of the fucking finest weapon mods I've ever used. We use it extensively on XDK. I'm good friends with Mono, one of the modders for it. They got help from...
They're sexy models.
Mate, honestly, right? Okay, so... yes, the mod is very big. It's about nearly 3 gigabytes. But the amount of content that each model has is fucking wonderful. And they're going through a process where all the older content they've got in the mod pack, they are currently revitalizing and remaking and whatnot. And the amount of time they've spent working on everything for this mod is brilliant. In the recent V9 update, which our player base is really enjoying, they've added a modular system. So certain weapons, the certain M4 platform, he's made it so it can attach multiple different types of grips depending on the kind of like different attachments that you've got on. And it obviously, as with normal DayZ weapons, it affects the actual performance of the weapon. But there's just so much stuff that you can do with the mod. There's so many weapons that you can use. The different calibers is absolutely wonderful. The ammo balance on that mod was bad. Has he updated the modo add-on? Yes, he has. He is they are constantly updating. Sorry, I ramble on a little bit more, but the great thing about this weapon mod, this weapon pack, is that every single weapon that they produce, they base on the real-life counterpart 1-to-1 as much as they can. That includes down to the weight, the fire rate, the materials, how it handles, and including the calibers for the bullets that they use. They do some extensive testing. If I remember rightly, they actually have somebody who goes out onto a firing range to shoot weapons to get the sounds for the mod. That's
gnarly. That is gnarly.
What if I don't know anybody else that does that, but it's such a wonderful mod. Try it out. It's got really good choice, and with 1.14 with the bullpup animations, expect more.
I would love to see a mod of this caliber, but more focused on civilian weapons.
Yes, yeah, definitely. Exactly. So, as McKee says, Tarkov does the same, and they do, and that's the great thing about it. It's like, they've spent so much time and effort and energy to create a really good one. And at the start, it wasn't that good, but now, mate, I couldn't recommend it enough.
Mm-hmm. So this mod looks like it would be like 3 mods in one, because I remember when I had a server up, we had to have like 2 different gun mods just to get the good variations of what we wanted.
Yes.
This mod looks like it's got most of it just in
Oh,
one
mate,
package,
it's-
which is ideal for any
Yeah.
server owner.
Yeah, they've definitely got some really nice weapons and some really, really nice attachments. I'm actually in
Yeah.
I'm in discussion with him in regards to compatibility and adaptability for XDK, so it works even better for our server. And not saying that the mod works bad, but S gunplay, S visual kind of messes up even with vanilla weapons. So got to fine tune it. And that's the great thing, is that he's open to criticism and always willing to help as much as they can. So find a server, make a server, use this weapon mod. Can't recommend it enough.
In that order.
Well, maybe in that
In that order.
Yes, exactly.
Does it have damaged? Do the weapons deteriorate as they get damaged? Because I've noticed that with some of the mods, that the
Yes.
weapons stay pristine no matter what state they're in.
No, they take extra care and attention to the details of their mod, and that includes the damage states.
Okay, that's good. That's really good to hear.
Mm-hmm.
But
In
no,
fact,
some really
yes,
sexy models. Some really sexy
yeah.
models up there with the base version weapons in the game.
Mm-hmm. And the great thing I like about the dev team as well is that if you're a genuine and honest modder and you want to know more, they will teach you. They've been teaching me more about how to properly implement weapons so it doesn't cause client and server crashes. They've been talking to me more about damage ballistics and how it actually functions and stuff like that. They know a hell of a lot, and they're always willing to teach other people. So if you want to know about stuff, give them just leave a question for them as well.
That's pretty genuine. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, another mod that we've got to shout out, which I know you know about as well, is Rag Tyson's Beehive mod.
Yes, so I still haven't had a chance to fully check it out, but Rag Tyson was talking about it last week, I believe it was as well, and it's another layer of the game where it's like obviously you
For
don't
your
have
more
to use-
faction-y and PvE role play.
Exactly. It's something really, really intricate and nicely done to do something in the game, like especially for those kind of like certain servers where it's like, you've got your base set up and you've got everything all sorted out and whatnot. It's like, okay, now what do you do? Well, yes, sure, you can run a massive drug empire, sell a bunch of like weed and cocaine and shit like that.
I see it.
Or
now.
you can become a beekeeper.
Lad the beekeeper. I see it.
Lad the beekeeper.
I see it.
It'd be nice if there was some sort of medicinal, like I know you can use honey as a dressing for wounds because it doesn't. It's basically it's immune to infection, to disease or bacteria. Sorry, bacteria. So it'd be great if there was extra reasons for creating it as a yes, you can use tetra, but if you get a wound infection, smear some honey on it and it heals it over time. Yeah, little things like this I love about, yes, we've been talking about how great the vanilla version of the game is, but if you want a more in-depth, you add this and Dumpgrass metallurgy and Hell Retexas survival, and you can have a really immersive mod.
Yes.
Apparently the bees are dangerous, Sentinel, so yes, you could technically use a beehive as put one at your base gate or something like that, and yeah, they do cause damage though. Is that right, lad?
I'm not too, like I said, I'm not too sure. I haven't experienced the mod too much. I still need to go in and actually try and find a server where I can use it. I wouldn't mind if, Rag Tyson, if you're still here, if like at some point you can, McKay says, yeah, they do. So there you go. Great.
Yep.
But it's that's the thing, as you said, Boyd, it's like, yes, sure, we've talked a lot of good stuff about the vanilla game, but the modding community is equally as fantastic. And yeah, sure, it's really good. As we just talked about Snafu, it's really good to have weapon mods and updates, but to make something that really, really involves you more into the game and gets you really deep
It's not
into
all
it.
about just killing people. It's
Exactly.
yeah.
Make honey. Make sweet, luscious honey.
I like Vicky's comment. Really sexy models. My girlfriend. What are you looking at? I'm surprised my missus hasn't poked her head and gone, what are you looking at? You're in the doghouse, boy. As an apiarist, I approve. I'm glad you like it, Sentinel. Mate, to check it out, if you can, and maybe give him some feedback. I'm not sure how much Rag Tyson actually knows about the realities of it, but I'm certain he would appreciate some feedback from someone who actually does it as a hobby.
Yeah, definitely. Go for it.
I know a
And
lot
that's-
of
that's the
politicians
thing.
here in Australia use beehives as a scam for getting their land converted to primary producing, which is lower rates or something like that. They whack a couple of beehives in, and yeah, it's a bit of a scam with politicians apparently.
Oh Lord.
Well, to be fair, politicians are wankers, so I mean, what do you expect?
Yes. Yes.
Hey now. They solve all the problems.
Yeah, the problems they start.
Mate, fucking, and I know we don't talk about politics and we won't any further apart from this one final comment. Boris Johnson, the British Prime Minister, is making the UK, or at least England, move to the imperial system.
What?
No
Yes.
way.
Yep.
What?
He's yes. He wants us to go back to the imperial system. It's like, no, don't. But yeah.
Hey. That's interesting. That's an interesting one. We'll. I actually did a stream earlier this week where we talked about anything and everything, and I'm going to be doing more of those streams. So I'm going to be doing them on this channel because I'm just enjoying talking about anything and everything, whether it be DayZ or whatever. And yeah, I might have to touch on that topic again, lad, one morning when you're available, which is usually your night times and that, and we can flesh that one out in more detail. But
yes,
yeah,
we certainly shall.
we've got a VOD from a few days ago. Check it out. We talked about anything and everything from Afghani refugees to bloody mental health and all sorts of stuff. It was a really conspiracy hour with Boydie.
Now
I would
that's
be-
something I'll subscribe to.
I would be game to join that one as well.
Oh,
Conspiracy
Yeah,
It's
hour
great.
avoiding.
The only rule is just be respectful. You don't have to agree, but just be respectful that people have a
and-
different opinion to you.
Have a complete and justified discourse. No need to argue or get irate.
Yep.
It's all just talk. Besides, that's
Now,
nothing to worry about.
content creator shout out. I had a channel recommended to me. Her name is Captiva Nifty. She's an Aussie. I didn't know she was an Aussie. But I love her about description. I started playing DayZ late last year and still learning the map and exploring the game. I have next to no skills in DayZ except one which involves lots of patience, and that is cracking locks. I enjoy doing it and I don't know why. I stream regularly on Twitch, drop in and say hi. When I saw that, it was a good squad in DayZ is brilliant. She's got a bit of ASMR sort of ambient, gentle, deep sleep music, 5 minutes of listening. So it's a bit of a mix up, but definitely capitalizing on some of those go to sleep videos. But intermixed with that is some DayZ content, and I just really enjoyed it. She seems to play with a lot of overseas people and that, but yeah. Someone who specializes in cracking locks, most squads would kill for someone who enjoys that.
Yeah, right. I know I would. Here, enter some numbers for a good 4 hours.
Yep. So I'll share her channel. But yeah, there aren't too many of us code crackers out there. That's my forte. Yeah, and I do wonder, is there any science to it, or is it just pure luck?
It's just
There's
if
got to be
you've got-
common codes.
I mean, there is, yeah, but just check out the common cause, and if that doesn't work, start from 0000 and go on from there.
Right.
Sentinel saying there is science to it. So, yeah, someone should do a good video on it. I reckon that'd go well with showing people what's going on. Ladies and gentlemen, we are down to near the end of it. Once again, a reminder, definitely make sure you've joined the podcast Discord and get in there and submit those questions for the dev team. No negative reactions, only positive reactions. As I said on Twitter the other day, there's too much fucking negative shit going on in DayZ right now. We don't need any more of it. So we're going to focus on being positive, and we want to know the most pressing questions that you guys have about anything and everything DayZ related. Put them in there, and if they get the time, yeah, Michael, I love talking about American politics. American politics is fucking hilarious. Absolutely fucking hilarious to me. And yeah, you do have some crazy politicians. I think every country does. The new tooth, hopefully by Christmas. I've got to go get a CT scan, and I've got to get another scan for my prostate, which is, God, I love getting old. Fuck, I love getting old. Getting old is just so fucking awesome. But
All
yeah,
I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth.
it's
My
pretty
2
much it.
front teeth.
Pretty much it. I do. It's been since I think it was about October when I broke it eating an icy pole. Yeah. So individual spotlights. Foxtrot, we'll start with you, mate. Is there anything or just anything at all, mate, that you want to shout out that's DayZ related? Can be your own stuff, could be something you saw and amazed you. Anything at all, mate.
Oh, I was caught off guard with this.
It's fine.
No, I mean, I got the squad that I run with, but
Yep.
I'd have to get their links and stuff.
Tell us
Let
their
me
names.
see if I can.
Post
One of
them
them
in
is
chat.
Chaotic,
Yep.
and the other one is Black Moon. So, here, let me get those for you guys real quick.
And they make content
Since
as
I
well,
have
do they?
this- Yeah, they're Twitch streamers. They
Yep.
are Twitch streamers. So good guys. They don't have much of a following quite yet, but I'm sure that'll change in the near future. Good dudes. I gotta find their doodads.
Well, while he's doing that, what about you, lad?
Well, I've been really busy with work this week and whatnot, so I haven't really been able to keep up with stuff. I was going to talk about how Scotty got shot in the head.
Oh,
That was absolutely fantastic. But then I posted a image that I done a couple of days ago, well, a couple of nights ago, because I couldn't sleep. Just messing around with the DayZ editor and like the different like kind of like tools
Yep,
that
I saw that
it uses. Mm-hmm. And the amount of positive like stuff I got from, look at that. That is a beauty. You can see it's already fucking swollen. Jesus Christ. I feel so sorry for you, Scotty.
Oh yeah. Oof. He's got to update us with some colors, man. I gotta see
he
the
did
colors.
send me a picture, but I can't. It won't open on my messages.
Oh.
So unless he posted on his public one, I can't show it. But apparently, it is starting to bruise nicely.
Oh, spicy. But yeah, the amount of positive comments that I got from it, I even got Taupe.
Yes.
Talk to us a little bit about it. Seeing that actually use different characters, but it's criticism, and that's great, and I took it in. And
I liked your
good,
reason, though. You said that you haven't seen much fan art with those two character models. So that made sense to me. Yeah. As I did agree with what he said. They didn't look very apocalyptic, but I agreed with your reasoning as to why you chose those two, because I was looking at them going, are they actually models in the game? Well, there you go. I never use them. I use the old guy.
yeah, exactly.
I use the old guy too if I have a choice.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, it's been absolutely wonderful. So like I said, the amount of positive comments that I've got from it, it's been really, really nice. So I'm gonna probably get back into the artwork side of things.
Dude,
But
that's
we'll
what I
see.
was telling you earlier, man. I remember you for your artwork from a while back. So you've got skill, man.
That's weird to me.
You got skill.
I love some of the screenshots that people do. Just and then they enhance them, they touch them up and stuff like that, and it's nice seeing so many people. There's people say DayZ. I've seen the criticism DayZ's dated. When you compare it to other games that are on the Unreal Engine, especially what we're seeing from the Unreal Engine 5. But DayZ is still a fucking beautiful game. And yes, some of these screenshots are touched up and all the rest of it, but I can still be wandering around the map and just stop and go, fuck me, that is a beautiful view. That is a beautiful view in the game.
When you got the nice sun rays cutting through the trees, man, like that's the spot. Man.
Shout out to DayZ. Thank you for making sunglasses actually work.
Yes,
exactly.
It's such a small change, but mate, I am living for it.
Yeah. Did you find those links for us, Foxtrot?
Yeah, I actually posted them in the YouTube chat since I'm not logged into my Twitch yet.
Oh, okay. Haven't popped up yet, but they'll pop up on the screen. So give them a follow. Give them a follow. Black Moon, and who was the other one? Chaotic.
Chaotic.
That's right. Awesome.
Good dudes, man. Genuinely nice people.
Once again, this game has cost me almost $2,000, and I don't feel bad at all. Nah, neither do I. I love the game. My shout out is going to go to Lax Hawthorne. Brother, we're with you. I hope you are able to get through the problems you're going through at the moment, mate. And we here at the podcast fully support you 110%, mate. You've been a great friend of the show. One of the few big names who's supported us, even as chaotic as I am. Lax has always had our back. And we wish you all the best with the future. Whatever it holds, IRL or God knows what else. But yeah, all the best, mate. Much love from everyone here at the DayZ podcast and 87.8 Survivor FM.
Too fucking right.
Hope you pull through, dude. I really do.
Now, next week, we have our players episode. I'm pretty sure. Yes, it is our players episode. And one of our patrons, Melbourne, is going to be on the show. And we also are looking for one more person. So if you would like to be on the episode with Melbourne, hit us up in the Discord. Patrons have had long enough to register now, so it's open to anyone. There's a channel in the Discord, player guest registrations. Put it in there, pretty much usually first in, best dressed. You get to come on and you get to talk about anything and everything DayZ related with us.
So you're right, yeah. Just come on, just have a blast. We're gonna have a good fucking time. There we go. No, but yeah, come along. Just talk about whatever we got going for that weekend, and just enjoy yourself.
Exactly.
It'll be really good. Looking forward to it. Also, just before we do we do finish up. I am probably going to stream either tomorrow or Monday. Monday is my 25th birthday, so that's going to be fun.
Ooh, happy birthday.
Don't you fucking dare, Voidy. I know, no, I'm not fucking, I'm not doing it. I'm not fucking doing it. No, fuck off. But yes, it's going to be my 25th birthday, so I'll probably be streaming.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear that Twitch lad. Happy birthday to you. Love you, mate. Love you. Happy birthday. 25, buddy. Quarter of a century.
Quarter life crisis.
Quarter life crisis.
But yeah, so I'm going to work for my birthday, so I'm going to be up bright and early. But thank you everyone. But,
jump in and watch him stream, folks. Birthday streams are always something special, and it's always made all the more special if you've got a few people there watching. So definitely check him out.
Thank you. Right.
Guys, we
Now we
are
can-
done for the episode 77 of the podcast. FoxTrot, thank you so much, mate. Best of luck with the future for you. Keep on keeping on, mate. You'll crack that algorithm one day and you'll blow up and you'll be the next JLK, mate.
Hey, I do appreciate it. I don't know about the next JLK, maybe the next FoxTrot, but yeah. No, I do appreciate you guys having me on. It was an absolute blast, and you guys definitely need to take care and keep it up, man. You guys are killing it. Killing it.
Mate, I enjoy playing it. I enjoy doing the podcast. It's a passion project. I love DayZ. I love talking DayZ, and I love talking with people about DayZ and getting guests like you on, whether you're a big name or a small name. It's just great to hear different perspectives because the beauty of DayZ is there's no right or wrong way to play it. It's just whatever you enjoy.
Exactly.
Just don't get addicted, okay? Don't get fucking addicted. This game can really suck you in, but we've talked about that already.
Remember to do your give and take. Got to remember your give and take.
Yeah, post your stream in chat there. Vlad, good boy. Hit that follow, folks. Hit that follow button and make sure you turn notifications on. So you know when he goes live.
I don't stream regularly just as a precaution, but I am going to slowly, when I want to, try and get back into it a little bit more. But
don't push yourself, mate, because that's where you end up burning out.
No. Yeah, exactly. But, it'll be fun. It'll be good. So, yay.
Awesome.
Thank you, Florida.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are done for episode 77. Foxy, thank you. Lad, thank you. Say bye-bye, everyone.
Love you, bye.
Everyone. Take care. Mwah.
And ciao for now. And we are done, folks. We are, episode 77 is locked away. Let's roll these credits so we can say thank you to everyone who did stuff throughout the stream. My moderators who were in chat, Dumpgrass, Spud, Scotty, thank you so much, that lad. Marks was in here, I saw him. Super chats from Michael, thank you so much. New followers, Misery Fan Mike Gaming, Just a Cook, DB6 Thread, Fizzle, Marbler, Wookpickers, and we also had the new YouTube member. It didn't pop up in my feed. I saw it pop up. But thank you all so much, everyone. Let's find someone to raid. As always, we like to raid here on the podcast. Spread that love. There we go. We're going to go raid frickin' red. And I spelled it wrong. There we go. All the best, everyone. We will see you next week on the podcast and throughout the week when we do our normal times. But yeah, all the best, everyone, and ciao for now.